God knows who's gonna win. Like, you never know what's coming. So a lot of it is just like situational awareness and like in the moment decision making.
Yeah, a lot of it is about like maintaining how aggressive you want to be as well. And maybe you want to play more conservatively, maybe you want to play more aggressively, but in the end, a lot of it is just how consistent are you at this game
Yeah,
mode?
and it's not easy to be consistent. Like, I don't know. It's like it's fast. It's speedy.
Yeah,
Speaking
like,
of,
oh boy,
well,
Ferox.
that
That
is
is,
one
oh
way
no.
for game one to go.
That
You'll
is
put me in,
pretty
coach. I
rough
can do that.
start.
I can do that, right? Like I should be here.
Yeah, like we were
No,
saying,
yeah, that happens to the
it
best of us. It
is
is very
very
volatile. Yeah, like it can happen to anyone.
Yeah,
Dang.
speaking of classic, there was the Honda Fan Cup, and week 2 of it will be, I think it's Sunday, is it? I don't have it at the top of my head, but even in that, there's been so many upsets, even from like the top players and some random people just coming out of nowhere. So it is really cool.
Classic is like, it's always full of like upsets and stuff, which I think makes it really cool to watch, just because you kind of never know what's gonna happen. Whereas like in stuff like Zone Battle, it's like, well, I don't know who's beating Kazu, but
Yeah.
someone might do it. Who knows?
Yeah, so I mean, now I think this is a much more standard start.
Yeah.
Kirby with a very small lead, but I mean it's early stages. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's too
very
early to
early.
call for sure.
And yeah, we can see Ferox is playing quite a bit safer now. Probably doesn't want to get
Yeah,
the
I was gonna
early
say,
top out
I
again.
get it, you know, like after that game one, like it makes a lot of sense. I can't shame him for it. But I will say that has let Kirby get to a Tetris and a half lead, I think.
It's a bit over Tetris and a half, I think. Oh, Ferox is in a bad spot.
Oh no.
Oh, this might be it.
This is,
Yeah, there's no
yeah,
piece
there it
to the
is.
left. Yeah,
Dang.
that is a very quick
I don't,
classic
yeah,
set.
that definitely not something you'll see every day, but yeah, I mean, there's game one, I guess. Going to Kirby.
Yeah. I mean that's what happens. Classic score attack, just the 18 speed, even by
It's so
itself, is
fast,
really
yeah.
difficult.
Like, it's,
Like
yeah,
if
it's
you're
no
not,
small task.
yeah, if you're not a classic player, you'll like you need to try it out to see just how fast it
It's
is.
hard, yeah. And yeah, well, that's one way for game one to go. But the good news is, you know, Score Attack has always got our beautiful 10-minute rounds. Like, we're still in for a treat, I feel. So
Yeah. And this mode is picked by Ferox this time. And I
true.
think Ferox has a slight edge, although I think Kirby has a pretty solid chance at it as well. If we
Agreed.
saw from the last week's score attack match, I think Kirby had pretty high scores for it.
Yeah. No, they're both very good.
Yeah,
So
both in the 2 millions, so those are really high scores, 2 millions, so...
yeah, big number, you know? I can't even count that high. I'm a Tetris player, you know? I struggle to count to 4.
Yeah?
Counting to 2 million? That's, I don't know. I don't think I have that in me.
Yeah, I don't know. But clearly these players have something. That's...
I mean, that's why they're here, and we're the ones talking over them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I can't wait to see where this goes.
Okay, looks like they're getting right into it.
Yeah, you know, gonna want to shake off the classic nerf. See, this was all just a tactical throw from Ferox. You know, didn't want to mess up the score attack muscle memory. You know,
Yeah.
totally understandable.
He saved his energy for this match because this is the one.
This is his pick. You know, this is the one he really wants to pull through on.
Yeah, both players starting off. Kirby has a kind of unconventional start. Looks like a
That's
PC.
a perfect clear, yeah.
very interesting. Meanwhile,
Yeah, it seems
Ferox,
like perfect
yeah,
clears don't give like that many points compared to what's it called?
yeah,
ST stack and T spins.
yeah,
Which, I will say, very nice change of pace from a lot of other ultra modes. Because
yeah, it is very different for sure.
yeah.
Even in Tetris Effect's Ultra mode, it is also ST stacking is the king.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
I like
I,
that.
yeah, I like ST stacking more than PC spamming personally, but
I think they're both
maybe
like
that's just
interesting
me.
in their own ways. But no,
Yeah.
no discredit to the PC spammers out there.
And Kirby's building pretty high up. I don't think that's yeah, they're going to have to burn that down, but there goes all the efficiency off that stack. It's going to be kind of
Yeah.
awkward with
And like even if Kirby can fix this, which I think they can, probably, pretty
Yeah.
darn good player. Call me crazy, but yeah, pretty. So I mean, even if they clean this up, right? Like
Yeah, that's a
look at
lot of
this
points
lead.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Like
big number.
already doubled the score behind,
Yeah.
so and Ferox is just, perfectly ST stacking right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite a lead.
Yeah.
See what happens though. Kirby is pretty dang good at finding all of these random T-spins just in the mid game. So that
Freestyle's
does
a pretty
help.
sick skill.
Yeah.
Important one to have too, especially for situations like this.
Yeah, it's really great for cleaning up mistakes or bad
100%.
stacks. Ferox has an interesting shape. Nice mini T-spin to potentially fix it. Gonna need some pieces though to fill out that left side. And Kirby, I think, is about to get back into an ST stack. It's kind of an awkward hole though, so probably need to burn it down a lot.
Yeah. I mean, might be able to find like a perfect clear with this kind of board state.
Yeah, definitely potential. I don't think there's one here, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I think the
wait.
T's like one too
Yeah,
late,
yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Just a little bit. But yeah, Ferox is just doubling.
Chris is kind of running away with it, right? Like I'm not crazy for saying that, right? Like this is very much happening.
Yeah. In terms of points, I think 100,000 points is like 6 lines. So considering they're only like 10 lines apart, that is about a 500,000 point lead for Ferox right now, which is pretty large.
Yeah. You got me. I agree. It is quite large.
I mean, Kirby's turning it up now. Has an ST stack going, and seems pretty clean. So
it's definitely nothing to scoff at, right? Like, there's a reason we said they're both kind of all rounders. Like.
Yeah.
Even if they're both like struggling a little more on their opponent's picks, like they're definitely not bad.
Yeah, but I don't know if it is early enough because the speed is starting to ramp up now as we get to level 22. So for score attack, the lock delay is what's increased or decreased as you go up in levels. So you have less time to think when you put down your piece, making it really difficult to do this ST stacking efficiently.
Yeah, ST stacking is like, even though it is like kind of patterned. Oh, this is such a cute STSD. I love that. I love me some of that.
Yeah. It's level 24. This is when the lock delay really starts to decrease. So you'll see players sometimes just stop ST stacking or go for some freestyle T-spins because it is really hard to ST stack from here. Ferox is still putting out the ST stack though. That looks pretty clean. Oh,
It's yeah. I don't know how Kirby's gonna get past this. Like,
yeah, already at 2 million points as well. That's a
Yeah,
really
this-
tough score to come back against.
yeah, this is definitely like no small feat here.
Level 27 now.
And
Most
Ferris
top
just
players,
still going.
yeah, most top players really struggle once it reaches the level 28 mark.
Yeah.
Because that's when it reaches M20 speeds or Master Mode 20 speeds, and at level 30, that's Master level 30, which basically very few people have completed. So
Yeah. And yeah, it looks like this might be the end of the run for Ferox here. Yeah, gonna hit 29 before topping out.
yeah, and a 2.4 million score. That's
Is really
pretty
good.
sick.
Yeah. Kirby not out of it yet though.
Yeah, Kirby could potentially come back if like perfect ST stacking and potentially just getting to the higher levels. Kirby does have a master mode clear, so it's doable.
He is still like making those T-spins work. Like this
Yeah,
ST stack
getting
even at 28
way
is
closer
still...
than I expected. It's
Yeah.
100,000 points.
This is where
now,
it gets
but
really tough. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's just a little bit too late. Maybe might get it. There's a Tetris, some change, level 30.
Oh, this
This
is
is
still going,
incredible
which is
play.
incredible. Yeah.
Oh boy. 31 is insane. Like very few
That's it,
people
yeah.
can get to that level. But
Wow.
like Kirby really closed that gap. That
I
is
know, and that was a really rough start, right? So if we don't see
Yeah.
that again, it feels like it's almost Kirby's to lose.
yeah, that was absolutely insane.
Yeah, right back at it, back into the ST zone,
Yeah.
as it should be.
Yeah, just doing the standard setups, which
Yeah.
you can learn about in Super Shockey's
His guide.
ST stacking guide. Super
I wish
pro.
I had people like promoting the stuff I did like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'd write one guide, everyone talks about it. It must be like a really good guide, you know? Like
Yeah.
with this kind of publicity, right? Like I hope everyone's read it by now, you know? Otherwise you'd be missing out.
Yeah, it is a great guide. Like, I mean, I learned how to ST stack a little bit from it. And I mean, my score improved immensely just from reading it. So I can attest that it is pretty good.
That's what you like to hear, you know?
Yeah, went from getting like, you know, barely 1 million points to now getting like 1.8s. So pretty
Dang.
good. It's pretty
Also,
good.
Ferox with that like incredible weird donation that like somehow cleaned itself up beautifully within the ST stack was pretty sick.
Yeah. All these, like, I think that's another thing that makes some of these top score attack players is even when they don't have the ST stack, they know like all these additional ways to get out or like alternate methods to keep the ST stack going, even if it is not traditionally an ST stack.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, Ferox did something crazy. I don't know. Definitely
Yeah.
watch that one back because it was nuts. I'll
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah, this time
really
around,
clean.
it's like even, so
Yep.
it's a lot better start for Kirby. And considering what Kirby did last game, Ferox might be a little bit scared or have to be more careful about it, because that was a big comeback by Kirby, almost.
I mean, even almost aside, right? I'd say it still was a big comeback, even if it didn't end in a win, you know? Like,
Mhm. Yeah,
so
it's
yeah, now
not
being
easy
down
to
in the
come
second
back.
game is
Yeah.
It's definitely scary for all the horse fans out there, but nothing's decided until it's decided.
Ferox has an interesting board.
They're gonna fix it up, I'm pretty sure. This looks
Yeah.
like a nice like TSS to sort of transition into what's it called? Back into the ST.
Nice. That was clean. Ferox.
Yeah, Ferox has to take a couple skims there to get the ST stack back. And yeah, gonna, for the most part, forego it for now. Oh, never mind. Little Yoshihiro action. Yeah, Ferox is getting spicy with these setups, but I think that maybe like small sacrifice in efficiency, I don't know, it could be the difference maker. Hard to say as of now, but we'll have to see.
The game is still really close right now.
Yep.
Kirby has a very slight lead, so it's going to come down to the later stages of the match here. So,
yep.
Especially the level 20, like past level 20 play is going to be crucial.
Yeah.
And yeah, overall, you're just doing clean ST stack.
Pretty much. Yeah. I think you crushed it. You summed it up pretty well. And yeah, Kirby now on 21. So again, no worries. You know, Kirby's pretty cracked, especially at these high speeds. So not going to be an imminent like issue, but this is when the speeds kind of sort of creep up on you.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely important to keep that in mind.
But yeah, both players are capable of playing at this high speed. Pretty sure. I think Ferox has a master mode clear.
Let's go.
Yeah. So both players do have a master mode clear. So
yeah, that's some pretty dang good expertise
yeah.
at this kind of level. So.
Actually, I am curious how many people have cleared master mode at this point. It's not many.
Oh, I hear some typing. Shen's looking it up for us. Gotta get the stats.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like all our score attack representatives have cleared master mode. At least I'm pretty sure that is.
I believe it.
Yeah, right now, Kirby's level 26 right now.
Yeah, still going with this ST. This is incredible pace.
Look at that score. That's a 2.4 million score.
It's actually incredible. Yeah.
Insane.
I don't think Kirby has dropped ST once this game, which is actually disgusting. I assume it's gonna have to happen soon, just because of the high level. Yeah, now that it's 28, gonna chill with the ST, but still incredible score. And I mean, sadly, I didn't get to watch the end of the score attack bracket, but I don't think there were a lot of scores that were this high. And the ones that were like, whew,
yeah,
they were impressive.
This is a really impressive score for sure. I think only Zin and Shocky had scores like of this caliber last week. So this was a really incredible performance.
I know, I didn't see this coming. Yeah.
But yeah, 2.65. I believe world record on level 20 start is a 2.8. So that is really close.
Holy moly. Yeah, that is like, how are you going to beat that? I know it's Ferox's pick, but like, holy moly. That is no easy mountain to climb.
Yeah, Ferox trying to clutch it out here, but no.
Unfortunate.
It's not enough. Still really incredible scores, 2.65 and 2.35. Those are
really
insane.
good, yeah.
Oh boy.
And yeah, now game 3 time, you know?
Yeah.
Either Ferox can take us to zone, or Kirby's gonna close it out.
Yeah. Also, from production, we have information that there has been 40 master mode clears, approximately 40. Or players that cleared it, which is
I mean,
too many considering how many people have played it.
Yeah. Time for me to be the 41st, baby.
Yeah, like master mode is so difficult. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Kirby can just play like she did last game, then Ferox is in for some trouble here.
For struggle, yeah. But
yeah.
Ferox, you know, no slouch himself, so.
Yeah, Ferox is absolutely insane for sure. I mean, they're here for a reason, and I'm pretty sure they did really, really well in the score attack bracket when, yeah, last week.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're here, you know. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so far everything's standard. Standard ST stacking. I don't think anyone has dropped anything. So very clean.
Yeah. And yeah, this is, you know, this is just the lifestyle of the top player. Is you just you got that ST stack down and you just pump them out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They also make it look like so effortless that
I don't know how they do it.
It's like incredible.
They're crazy for that.
It is.
Yeah.
It is not easy to ST stack, especially like this cleanly. So.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up, and then there's the gravity too. It's just like we can't overstate how impressive this is.
Yeah, the gravity is like an absolutely insane part too. Like if you make one mistake, or like don't put your piece in the right spot because of the gravity, which is really easy to do.
All happens all the time.
Like,
then your ST stack breaks. So it's like, don't mess up, or else.
And even the players that do mess up, they just know some solutions that are like absolutely incredible.
Well, yeah, I saw some crazy stuff earlier from Ferox, but yeah, I don't know. And it's like, here I am, and when the boss in what's it called, Connected Versus sends the fast debuff, I'm already struggling.
Yeah.
So this is just a whole nother level.
Yeah, Ferox just did the reset for the ST stack, so they should be good for quite a while now. I think Kirby has still yet to do it, unless they did it earlier or is doing something else. Some small score attack specific things or ST stack specific.
They probably know what they're doing. Call me crazy, but...
Yeah. Yeah, this is just flawless from both players. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like, what can we even say? It's just like, there's no flaws to point out. It's just all going right.
Yeah, looks like Kirby doesn't have the standard ST stack right now, because if you count the blocks to the left, there is an odd number, I think, on that side, so it is technically not the standard ST stack.
Yeah, but I mean, it does seem to be working.
Yeah, it just makes it a little bit more inconvenient just having that extra residue sometimes.
Yeah.
But you can play around it, and Kirby's doing quite well at that, so...
Yeah, it's like what's it? 4 wide with 4 residue instead of 3, right? It's like, even though it's hard, you can still make it work.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Ferox has hit the transition, and still ST stacking here at level 23.
And Ferox has like an absolutely insane score right now.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're flawless, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, jeez.
Kirby's gonna have to do something here as a interesting gap or piece sticking out.
The upside for Kirby is still a lot of lines to catch up. So.
Yeah,
but then
and if it
on the
is
other
like,
hand, like
game
Ferox
one,
does not stop, right? Then.
Yeah, if it is like game 1, Kirby has a chance still. Game 1 was super close.
Yep.
But I mean, Ferox this time around, I think they're going to get their best score this session.
It looks like it. Yeah, this is looking good.
Yeah, 2.1 already at level 25.
It's real good.
Basically the same pace that Kirby was last game. Although now the speed is
Some
catching up.
misdrops. Yeah. That was when it gets real tough. Still going for this ST though. Ooh, that's a awkward placement. This is kind of the chance Kirby needs.
Yeah, but Kirby doesn't really have an ST stack either, so
Yeah.
they're both now kind of freestyling it.
Yeah, and I mean in Ferox's case, it's mostly even just skimming, because what else can you do with the speed? Like...
Yeah. Oh, I think this might be it for Ferox here. Needs a couple burns. Oh, nice down stack right there, but I think that's
nice.
it.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. 2.3, so a pretty dang good score.
Yeah, I think
Kirby
Ferox got 2.3 every round.
Every game, right? Which is pretty darn consistent, but it's also by no means over, because I don't know, we've seen Kirby at these higher levels, right? She can pull stuff out of the hat. Yeah. Ooh, clever donation, I like.
Oh, it needs another eyepiece. Yeah.
And level 26, but the gap is slowly shrinking. Ferox gotta be nervous, right?
Yeah.
You can't do anything, you just have to watch and wait. And pray.
No, it's going to be tough here. That's a weird looking set of pieces.
Yeah, this is an awkward stack. I will say the upside is still 27, so like somewhat playable speed.
Oh, it doesn't get that T-spin.
Yeah, this is where it gets really
double
rough.
is like crucial there, and
yeah,
I don't
it's
know
so many points at this higher level, but all right, gonna find another TSS, but still 200k.
Yeah, and it's level 29 now. This is like death speed.
Yep.
Oh boy. Close. 30. Kirby is insane.
Yeah, I know. Oh, there it is.
Level 31.
That was
again.
so close.
Like Kirby got 2 level 31s, and generally you can only get to like level 28 before things like start getting really bad. So Kirby getting to level 31 twice is insane.
And I mean,
yeah, that was
like,
super close.
That was the difference of like 1 or 2 T-spins in both of the matches Kirby lost. So she was right there with Ferox. But, you know, I'm happy we get to see a third game.
Yeah.
As are all horse fans in the chat.
Yeah. We have quite a few here.
Let's go. Any horses? Can't just be me, right?
I also have the horse avatar in game, so you know.
Let's go.
Production has the horse representing the horse. But yeah, I am excited for this zone battle. I love watching the zone battle.
I love zone battle. Yeah, I've been playing a bunch lately too. Having a great time with it.
Also from production, we have a new giveaway. So, let's see. You can enter in to win a copy of Tetris Effect on the Nintendo Switch by following the Twitch channel and retweeting the tweet that will be in chat. So, if you go to Twitch chat, you can see enhanced experience. We have a Twitter tweet it out. Yeah, just retweet it, and you have a potential to win the game. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Great game.
Call me crazy, but Tetris Effect is pretty cool. I don't know. I've been having a blast playing and commentating it over these past few weeks. So, you know,
yeah.
I recommend.
Yeah, great game, great community. Like, what more can you ask for?
I know. Yeah. And speaking of great things, we've got a great zone battle decider coming up.
Yeah, both of these players are really good at zone battle, and
Yeah.
they're both really good at getting curve traces. So
Yeah.
they have a high potential of getting some 21 line mode clears. I mean, you have Kirby 703, literally the curve trace maker.
Literally named after her. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have Ferox, who no slouch either. And
Yeah.
Wow. So they're already in.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of like holes in the stack early from both sides, which I guess
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised about, but it shouldn't be a big deal, I think.
Yeah.
You know, we're still in an early phase.
I think it also has to deal with both players just getting off of score attack as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's very different.
Yeah. Hey Ferox, where were these flubs against me in tournament 2 months ago? Right? Come on, man. Where is this? Kirby gonna pop like a I don't want to call it an early zone, but maybe I think looking to punish Ferox's first like early zone. But the good news is that that zone from Ferox is once again essentially charged up. Yeah, we're back at full again, and oh, Ferox gonna tank that.
Yeah, I'm
That's
surprised
risky.
that Ferox
That's
did
risky.
that.
That's so
boy.
risky. I'm afraid. Ooh, okay, yeah,
And
gonna pop
that's
zone.
Yeah,
Gonna be
that's
fine
a
now.
high zone though. They're not gonna get too much out of this, I think.
Yeah, I thought they could maybe get the eyepiece over, but yeah, either way, I
well,
think should be fine. Kirby only has half zone here.
Kirby misdropping a lot as well in this zone. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's a huge attack coming in from Ferox.
I think Kirby should be fine though. She has zone coming in again, and yeah, she can pop it and then access the well. So
Yeah,
I'm optimistic that she'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll give Ferox quite the advantage here, though.
It will. And yeah,
Especially
Kirby again gonna have to
yeah.
pop zone, but it's like it's just a forced defense, you know. It's like now Kirby finally free of pressure, but now no answer to this zone from Ferox. Especially if Ferox can pop this like quickly and only let Kirby get to like half zone or something. That's where the real damage will come through, and Kirby's just gonna be clearing lines, clearing perfect clears actually.
But even that attack wasn't that much from Ferox. Ferox had quite a few misdrops in that zone. So,
look at these PCs, what? Since when is Kirby could just do everything in this game? It's not fair. She's got the PCs, she's got the classic score attack, zone, like she's just got everything.
Oh my
Look at
god,
this! Is that
all these
4,
PCs.
5? Holy cow! Okay, this is finally the end. Holy guacamole. That is one way to
quite
come
a
back
chain
out
of
of a bad situation. Goodness.
Yeah. Now on phase 3, that's a misdrop from Kirby and in a very bad spot here.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
that's how fast things can flip, and yeah, now I think Kirby is probably just lost. Yeah.
Yeah, all those PCs just weren't enough.
Which is crazy, but
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of a very
that was a crazy first
weird
game.
match, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of misdrops into like some weird things that you don't expect from a TEC match.
Dang, already 2
yeah.
PCs again from Kirby, and it's like, I don't know, sometimes I'll find my 2 PCs, but like, dang, like the Quattro earlier, I'm still in shock. That was crazy.
Are we sure Kirby is not playing a different game from all of us right now?
Yeah, I don't know. Kirby did a fusion dance with one of those PC experts.
Yeah.
Okay, is this a
Ferox.
TSC tower? Okay,
What?
okay, I like
I think that's a bit
This is
greedy.
gonna
That's
work.
way too
This
greedy.
doesn't work.
Ferox.
Come on.
That's way too greedy. Oh,
I
boy.
will say, in Ferox's defense, that was a very unlucky Q. Yeah, has to pop zone here. Can't even tank, unfortunately. Just such a big bar, and this could be a little awkward now, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think both players are kind of styling a lot here.
Yeah. Which honestly, I think is part of the joy of zone battle. You know, you can like a lot of freestyle is very good. I feel like in zone battle,
Yeah.
And you can get greedy because you have the zone, you have the sort of safety measure, right? So you can go for some crazy TST towers and not have to worry too much.
Yeah, I think that's also why I enjoy watching it so much as well. Because normally you never see these sort of setups in any other game of Tetris.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you would
mean,
have to play
maybe
a lot
PPT
safer.
sometimes, but like rarely.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's right. It's
Yeah.
just I don't know, just it like lends itself into it in a way that like other games really don't,
Mhm.
which I think is really cool. That's also why I've been like playing it a ton over the last weeks and enjoying it. So
Yeah, Ferox in kind of a rough spot here. They have used zone here, but that's a lot of damage coming from Kirby. Should be able to get
I think
out
it
of
should be
this.
alright. Yeah, still has a zone. Ooh, but
it's
look at
pretty
this
messy of a
cheese. Yeah,
field.
already phase 3. I didn't realize, and this is gonna. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was still phase 2. I thought Ferox might still be okay, but yeah, I think my mind has changed.
Yeah, and I think that's it, unless Ferox can pull something insane there, but I
Would have had
don't
to be
think there
some
was anything.
crazy. Would have had to been some crazy IRS zone shenanigans there to pull that one out.
Yes, so it is a first to 4. Both traded
Yep.
sets 1-on-1.
Yeah, you know,
So-
this is where it's all on the line,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so this is the spicy one. And I mean, it makes sense, seeds 8 and 9 here, right? Would have a close match.
And the winner of this gets to face Super Shocky. So,
Yeah.
pretty sure both players would love to get a chance against him.
Yeah. Ooh, I love this like freestyle from Ferox right now.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Another float here, yeah. This
Yeah.
is just so beautiful, so efficient, so like clean, opening up the garbage. That's kind of the beauty of freestyle is the extra flexibility you get lets you also like be efficient and like open up your garbage hole. You know, you get to have like a ton of super cool creative ideas. I love zone battle, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah. It is quite fun for sure. Yeah, also like in zone, it's so cool to see as well. You can see so many T-spin setups that you normally won't see and stuff. It's really nice. Like if you've watched Doremi play, it's like T-spins everywhere. And it's so
I feel
cool.
like that's Doremi literally any game though, right? Like that can't just be me. Doremi's just built different. Right?
Yeah, that is true for sure. But in zone battle, you can definitely see it much more.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, look at all these floating. Like,
I think that might have even been a misdrop from Ferox, but like it was so like convenient to convert into something else.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this imp cross as well. Yep.
Yeah, both players just styling here.
Yeah, this is actually like a really good combo well from Ferox. This is definitely a 50+ zone. I lied. I thought that combo was gonna get extended.
Yeah, but
I've been
Kirby
tricked, but
tanks
still a good
all
zone.
of that garbage.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I
that
maybe
is-
didn't like realize it was phase 3 yet, which I
Yeah.
think the transition happened right after the zone ended, so maybe didn't have the like ability to react to the phase 3 ding in time. And yeah, just small little things like that is the difference,
Yeah,
right?
and
And
that's gonna
that's
be
this
it.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, this game is just going back and forth right now. It is
Crazy.
so close. Like both players are just trading games and sets right now.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. This is absolutely crazy.
Oh no, Ferox's stack is freaking me out a little bit. In addition to the lack of zone, but yeah, gonna get there finally. Just
Yeah,
getting
that was-
flashback to my ranked queue games where like I don't know, sometimes you just have a bad start and it's all over. Oh, that is a big spike from Ferox and ooh, Kirby trying to tank.
Yeah, that's not
I
a good
was
tank.
surprised.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens sometimes as well. You get caught off guard because your opponent just sends a huge attack, even without zone, when you're not expecting it. And if you're not ready in time, that could catch you off guard like that.
And I mean, like, it's not like tanking's bad, right? It's really hard to like balance the greed to try and tank the attack from your opponent. with like the I don't know, like you're just trying to just balance greed, I guess. Like you don't balance it with anything. You just have to pick the right amount of greed.
Yeah. It's very back and forth for sure. Like, you just don't know sometimes. I think we have a chance of seeing a big attack here from both players. Oh, I thought Kirby had something going there. But yeah, that's a big attack already. Very fast attack from Kirby to Ferox right there.
But, you know, still early, still clean garbage. I don't think it's a huge issue.
Yeah, in the early phase, it's generally better to receive garbage. Like, you just build up zone from it.
Yeah.
But
that definitely changes in phase 3, but
yeah,
like the early zones, like that garbage is just so easy to work with. And they have a zone meter, like you said, it's just, like, you can get that in a jiff. Just by, you know, clean garbage.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you can get caught off guard. I mean, that's what happened to Kirby last round, so... Yeah. Even these big attacks sometimes can just spell the end. Like, if you've faced Kazu before, like, you'll see, like, even the phase 1 zones are so dangerous because it's, like, so devastating. Oh, Ferox doesn't have a curve.
That's not a curve, yeah, but it was close.
Barely. The square came one piece too late. But yeah, Kirby just built a huge attack now already.
Yeah,
so.
and I don't know if Ferox is getting out of this. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, and Kirby's PC. Oh no.
No, she doesn't have this one though. So you know, this might be what Ferox needs. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's the risky thing about going for PCs is, like, if you don't get one, you're just giving your opponent time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Ferox is still in a really bad
going really
position.
hard. Yeah, like, the position's still really bad, and these down stacks are really good, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Has a good amount of space to work with, but this zone is going to be really powerful. So
yeah,
I don't know how Ferox deals with that.
Is really rough. You have a quarter of zone to work with. I don't think that's enough.
This is over. Yeah. All right, 2-3. Is it comeback time?
Yeah, Kirby could do it. I mean, the game's been so back and forth that it's like anyone's game, anyone's match. This is insane.
A little awkward start for Ferox, but gonna get cleaned up.
Ferox thinking a lot about
thinking a little bit about it, yeah.
Big deal. You have a lot of time in zone battle for stuff.
Alright, Kirby has to pop zone here, but it's not going to be as big as she might like, I think. Yeah, it doesn't get the eye in time. So, I don't know, might even be potential for Ferox to capitalize with a really, really efficient zone here. But also time is an issue. Like, that zone meter, even though, you know, these players play real fast, time is still, like, a problem.
Yeah,
okay,
Ferox
Kirby finding a good, like, cancel.
Ferox had a really efficient zone, but it just didn't have the lines or the speed.
Yeah, it was efficient. Yeah, that's like the downside is like in those early phases, you really want to hit like 50 zone a lot of the time to like get things started.
Oh, Ferox building a 4 wide.
Yeah, this is really interesting, especially with the lack of zone. I think I'd be a lot more like down for this choice if the zone meter was more, but I don't know. The zone meter's up now at least.
Yeah, but that was a very
gonna tank 1.
wide.
Ooh, I think Ferox could be in a really good spot here because this zone is probably coming faster than Kirby's expecting.
Yeah.
And she has what, quarter zone meter still? And she's gonna have to tank, a good amount of this.
That's very close.
This is so greedy.
One line could do it. I don't think Ferox is fast enough. Maybe?
Okay, Kirby pop zone. I like this choice. I was so afraid. Like recognizing when you're in danger is very important, and finding 30 off of a half zone is also really good and does an awesome job at actually reversing the situation. And now look at that. That put us into phase 3 as well, and all of a sudden Kirby has just won the game.
Yeah. Like, it's super swingy sometimes, especially if you're not prepared, or if you are prepared and you know the times for the phase 2 to 3 transition. So, yeah,
I think what really made that work was like that tank of the full Ferox attack, that was all clean. And then she had that half zone and sent 30 with it, and Ferox just had nothing to reply.
Yeah,
it was just perfect. The timing of the phases.
Into phase 3, yeah, that was crucial. But now it's like match point, set
tie
point.
Game. Yeah, it's like everything is on the line in this game.
Yeah. One game difference.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Both players must be feeling really nervous right now.
Yeah, I can imagine. I know I would be. Well, alright, both of them gonna pop zone together.
Question is, who's going to get the bigger attack here?
I think I like this idea from Ferox in the sense that, like, you know, it's kind of been playing reactive with the zone. Oh, is that
style? It's close? It was really close, I think. That was super close to a curve.
And Kirby taking a lot, but this is all clean now. So I hope Ferox is in a position to, you know, escape this one.
Ferox
and yeah, waiting on that T piece.
Yeah, IAT. Those are.
Oh, this is when it gets awkward.
No. I mean, Kirby doesn't have the best board either. There's like some holes in that stack.
And yeah, look at that. The garbage in like a little bit of it is fairly like cheesy. A lot of these 2-line sends, so this zone not going to be super efficient from her. And here we go. Ferox not even thinking about tanking, just wants to pop zone early and get this punish. Which, you know,
Kirby had a
did this
curve
earlier
there, I think, but didn't IRS. I'm not sure though.
That's always unfortunate. I don't know. I still haven't even like experimented with IRS enough. Like, I just found out that was a setting you have to turn on. Like, this is all news to me.
Yeah, but right now, Kirby has the slight lead into phase 3. Slightly cleaner board.
I do think Ferox has like a good amount of space to work with though, so it's definitely not decisive yet.
Yeah, but either way, Kirby has the lead right here, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it is gonna be close though, either way.
I think Kirby popping zone first might be a little scary for her though. Just because it gives Ferox a lot of time.
Yeah, Ferox is able to get a lot of T-spins in this meantime.
Okay, yeah. I was so afraid Ferox wasn't gonna pop zone. I was like, no, please, please hit that zone button. All right, I can't take it. Ooh, all right.
I mean, it's basically back to where it was at the start.
Yeah, effectively.
So Kirby's still maintaining a very slight lead right now.
Yeah. Though it is expanding.
It's getting a bit worse, yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to. That misdrop. That's probably gonna seal the deal, though. Nothing's done yet. Oh yeah, there it is. And Kirby with the 3 game in a row comeback to beat Ferox by the tightest of margins.
Yeah, that's as close as you could get. Yeah, that was back and forth constantly, like everything. I don't know. It was way too close.
Horses in shambles. Yeah. Tragic.
All right, everybody, welcome to the TECWC Trifecta Championship. Tonight is going to be an absolute banger. I'm glad everyone's here. I am Austin, aka Beeson Shen, and I am joined by double David Kim, David Openlander, and Michael Busser, aka It's Sharky. How are y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic.
I'm doing amazing.
How about you?
Oh, that's my turn to go. Shoot. I was like, I'm still trying to feel out exactly how we're doing this all, but yeah, no, I'm just really, really excited to see this. Again, I've been very excited to see how each of the 3 brackets came together, and now that we're finally moving on to the triathlon format with just everyone kind of going in at it, I'm really excited to see some of these new matchups that, ordinarily in just, zone battle format or classic score attack format, you'd never get to see. So, very excited for this.
Yeah, we've had some really intense brackets throughout all 3 different modes, and we're about to see it all wrap up in this second half of the Trifecta tournament.
Yeah, I personally can't wait. I mean, me, of course, I'm more a classic-centric player, player and commentator, so I can't wait to see, how the players do on Classic. But also, I can't wait to have, my mind blown by the score attack and the zone battle, because just looking at all these players, we're going to see some insane stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some of those classic matches. Those were, really intense.
Yeah, a lot of those going through to level 28, level 29 transition / kill screen, just absolute, last second there. Score attack was also doing likewise of hitting, level 29, level 30, bracket reset as well. Those are always just really exciting to see, and just goes to show how intense some of these sets can get.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Shen's trying to let us know something.
We have a giveaway. We have a giveaway as always. If you follow twitch.tv/enhance experience and retweet the tweet just put in there by Nightbot, you get a chance to win a copy of Tetris Effect Connected on Switch.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, I do believe it's been a year now since it released on Switch, which is a pretty big thing. On the dot. Today is the one year of release. 1 year release anniversary.
If you told me a year ago, after I got Tetris Effect Connected on Switch, that I'd be helping out with the Trifecta tournament going down for all the best of the world in each of the 3 modes, I'd say you're crazy. But here we are.
Yeah, a lot can happen. A lot can happen. A lot can happen in a year. A lot has changed, especially with the scene of this game. We've seen a lot of competitive tournaments regarding Tetris Effect, and it's really been a wild few years for this game. So,
yeah,
we can only go further from here.
Yeah,
exactly. We're only going to get further from here.
Hey, I'm supposed to have my ditto moments with Commander. Stop it.
Anyways, here's our first matchup: Dormy versus Promo. This is going to be very exciting. Both of these players very big on the guideline scene.
Yeah, definitely interested to see how Promo takes these matchups. Again, out of a lot of the players in bracket, Dormy definitely sticks out on my mind as one of the players that, from the guideline scene, is very good at Classic as well. So I'm interested to see, what Promo's strategy might be in terms of what game modes they're going to be choosing first and how they're going to want to, play either aggressively or defensively in some of these modes. Because again, knowing that Dormy, obviously, dominant in zone battle, dominant score attack, and dominant classic score attack, for a Promo trying to find 2 wins here, what exactly is their strategy going into this? So I think it's going to be interesting to see how they react to this really difficult matchup here.
Oh yeah, 100%. And the main thing is that when you think of modern players, you generally think of them as being weaker at Classic, but Dormy, if I'm not mistaken, is only like a Tetris off of a max in their best game.
Yeah, they were up in the 900Ks, far beyond what many other guideline players have yet to accomplish. So, going to be interesting to see how far they can take that with them here for the, obviously will serve them well and Trifecta bracket for the triathlon format here. Oop. Oh, we have the spotlights. I love these.
Yeah, we've got a bit of. So, for those unfamiliar with Dormy's performance in the Trifecta tournament, yeah, you see Dormy kind of has been taking that guideline bracket pretty far, getting third place in both the zone battle and score attack brackets, and getting third place in the Square One Tetris Championship that happened recently, about 8 months ago. That's not very recent enough. What am I saying?
I mean, it was after Tetris Effect released on Switch.
Yeah. But Dormy is very strong when it comes to all three modes, as it's clearly shown here. Taking third in all of these mentioned events, definitely a very capable player. It'll be interesting to see how the modes will get chosen and how the performance will be in each chosen mode.
And all right, here we go.
Promo took fourth place in the zone battle bracket. Took second place 2 years in a row at WPL Columbus. Taking top 8 in the Square One Tetris Effect champion Tetris. Excuse me. Took top 8 in the Square One Tetris Championship. Like taking that top 8 alongside Dormy. And a lot of people are already going against his wishes.
Oh no, is it? Okay, hold on. Let me pull up Twitch chat again. Twitch chat, behave yourself.
Yep. Everyone's. That's the thing. Like, you can't tell someone to not do something because they'll immediately do it and think it's the best joke.
Yo, Promo, don't pull an upset.
I mean, what if that's what Promo wanted? I mean, you never know. Reverse psychology.
All right, looks like we're going to be starting on classic score attack.
All right, so again, as we can see, Promo with the 6K SR and classic score attack. Interested to see, again, that's not, definitely a way to coordinate what your PB is for classic, but interested to see how Promo's going to be taken to this here. And so it looks like both players readying up. Here we go. On to first match here for what is to be an exciting night here.
Ooh, and we're starting off with level 18 as well, I believe.
Yep. So we'll be at the, I think, 3 frames a second, I think is the rate for 18.
Yeah, that is correct. Takes a full second for a piece on 18 to fall down to the bottom. So plenty of time to think, especially for players that are used to faster speeds and modern related Tetris.
It looks like already Dormy pulling off some nice Tetrises, and as I say that, I probably jinxed it there, as Dormy's got to do a nice tuck there, cleaning up that stack. And it looks like Promo's taking a little bit of a safer route here, making sure to have that left side built up, but having a little bit more leniency and going for burns, making sure they don't want to top out too early here.
Yeah, looked like a little bit of a late adjustment over there on that J piece. Just decided to go ahead and take the safety measure and go for the burn. So not going to be too detrimental, but Dormy has been keeping a clean board, so definitely going to be able to extend this lead further than what it already is, as Promo's really having struggle getting into a comfortable position.
One thing I find interesting about both these players is they're playing on keyboard.
Does that make the rolling easier?
There are a few keyboard rollers, but it's definitely difficult, and rolling on TEC is incredibly challenging, actually.
Yeah, I reckon it wouldn't be the same as, say, on a normal NES.
Yeah,
so...
It's like Promo has gotten finally into a position regularly score Tetrises.
Yep. Delayed burn. We'll get there. Yeah, see, there we go. Clean it up.
Not quite.
Unfortunately, no, and another eyepiece.
Is coming far too early for Promo. That's very unfortunate.
And there was a nice double tuck over there by Doremi too, which kind of an advantage to sometimes tapping pieces over, because it looks like Doremi's using a combination of DAS and tapping, which can have its benefits, and especially when you lose DAS.
Just being able to kind of have that little get out of jail free card in essence. Probably not that easy to get out of it, but with respect to trying to get back DAS, it's a little bit of extra safety precaution, I guess.
Yeah, so Promo starting to eat into the lead slightly. Now, I'm not sure if this will be a factor, but I do know in previous matches that we've had in Tetris Effect connected related tournaments, you know, we've seen chase downs in level 19 become a major factor. And if there's enough separation generated by Doremi here in level 18, Promo is going to have a really tough chance trying to make a comeback on 19.
All right, looks like not sure exactly how Doremi wanted to deal with that. I think that was the Z, if I can remember my colors correctly. But
yep.
So they're having to do a couple bit of creative stacking choices, I like to refer to it as, making sure not to put themselves in any piece dependencies here. But again, it's going to have to sacrifice some of that Tetris efficiency, which, given Promo's a little bit of better board state there, going to be able to hopefully get a couple of Tetrises down while Doremi's in the down stack.
I felt like Doremi was able to get out of that very efficiently. A nice adjustment on the T, help build the double wide, gonna really allow for, you know, some more conservative play. So we're actually, you know, 2/3 through the pre-transition, and Doremi's looking to transition with a potential 450, somewhere around that range.
That's going to be excellent, especially going up against oh no, and Promo unfortunately having to out on a Tetris there. Oh no!
Ooh, that misdrop's not. Ooh, those misdrops not doing too kind.
And
that's a shame too, because Promo was keeping a pretty clean board there. Big problem was that, like, he really needed. There's the Kirby, but the big problem on Promo's board was just it was really clean and Tetris ready. It's just that he keep trying to do skims at like really unfortunate times.
Right, and wow, triple I start. Oh, alrighty. Bit of an identical board state as well. Are they gonna simul Tetris? Okay, there we go. A little discrepancy.
Yeah, actually, a fun fact: the most long bars you can get in NES Tetris in a row is 4. The code won't allow any more after 4.
Really?
Does that? I'm assuming that also applies to every other piece as well, right?
Oh, not every other piece. So Doremi is going to take some time around this. But for example, you can get an infinite amount of O's.
That is
there's different different counts restriction that you can get for each individual piece.
What an interesting quirk of the randomizer.
Mm-hmm. Definitely something that the more you know.
It kind of feels like a bit of a culture shock between the two different modes, like Guideline and Classic.
A little bit, I guess. Yeah, definitely not something I'm used to commentating, but I'm all here for it. It's awesome to see this taking place.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Classic Tetris is still very engaging to watch.
Really close game so far. Only separated by 1 Tetris, and Doremi's going to be able to get the piece for the tuck.
Yeah, very clever.
Promo is kind of doing a bit of digging here, but still manages to keep that nice and open.
Yeah, board is getting a little bit high, so they're going to take that double burn into Tetris there. Still keeping it relatively close.
Yeah, good place from Promo here. Opting to play it a bit safe, taking some very safe burns and extra lines.
And with this also being a best of 3, Promo's kind of forced to have to, try and keep up the best that he can with Doremi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised I'm seeing this play to Promo. I have not seen Promo do a lot of classic score attack, and I think I might have made the wrong assumption here, as Promo's been doing quite a fantastic job at, not only making sure to Tetris at a decent rate here, but also the survivability and knowing when to take burns is, really hard, especially when you're trying to keep an insanely aggressive score. But Promo's been doing a fantastic job at it thus far.
Yeah, I'd say the thing that contributes most to that is that it feels like Promo has a great grip on what their limitations are. I mean, coming from the perspective of a DAS player, once you understand your limitations and how far you're able to get pieces over, then you know what you can go for and what you shouldn't go for. And I feel like for the most part, Promo has kind of found that balance.
Ooh. Yep. This is a bit
Alright, gonna get that over.
Ooh, nice my goodness. Tetris from Promo.
Yeah, definitely gonna be well needed as Doremi's trying to, keep extending that lead as their stack is now quite clean here.
Yeah, those eye dependencies are definitely very scary to watch.
Oh, when there's the long bar.
And that's gonna be fatal.
No, that is not a good. That's not a good spot to be in. That is.
Yep, and just like that, Dormy gonna very quickly take a 2-0 here, winning that classic score attack round. And so Dormy going up 1-0 for the overall triathlon set. As now we've got quite the decision here. I don't know if this is all in Promo's hands, although I think it is. Going to be between zone battle or score attack here for the next match. Oh, okay. I don't know if we heard that on stream, but it's going to be zone battle. Oh, okay. All right, just make it. Sometimes
Yeah,
I
we're
have
gonna
to double check.
The voices in your head.
Yep, I've already made several bits about that. I have a lot of TOs in my head at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know the voices of every single tournament organizer out there.
Mm-hmm. Sharky, you got any favorites?
I mean, can that include myself?
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead, toot your own horn there.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm my favorite tournament organizer.
I respect the confidence.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it looks like we're going to be moving on to zone battle now. Definitely these players more familiar grounds, I believe.
Yeah, most people, again, especially if you've been keeping up with the modern or guideline Tetris scene, you'll definitely recognize Promo and Dormy from a lot of streams, a lot of tournaments. Again, they're very, very active in the scene, and just another Clash of Titans here for the Trifecta bracket, which is basically all we're getting tonight. But it's just I can't get tired at seeing these hype sets over and over again. It's just absolutely incredible every time. Right, and so yeah, I think I don't know if how much I'm allowed to state with players readying up here, but it looks like Dormy was able to snipe the room code pretty quickly. Dormy's quite eager to get the show on the road, but
yeah, both of these, these players are definitely much more familiar with the zone battle, though. I mean, both of them being a part of Square One's top 8, it definitely makes perfect sense.
Yeah, especially with Square One being such a elite invitational, just even making it was such an incredible achievement. Not to mention making it through pools and making it to top 8 as well is just absolutely mind-blowing. And so hopefully once they all remember how the DAS and delayed auto shift is... Wait, DAS is delayed auto shift. Hold on. Once they recall they're back in the modern guideline handlings, we'll see how they take to it here.
Yeah, DAS, ARR.
All of the funny 3-letter abbreviations.
Line clear delay.
Can we abbreviate line clear then? Oh, all right. All right,
and here we are. We're in the game. Promo starting off with a solid TKI. Dormy following suit.
Yeah, Dormy taking the time to build up a little bit. Unfortunately, they have to cover up a decent bit of garbage, but again, with that phenomenal speed, they're going to be able to dig right through all of that with no problems.
Yeah, Promo got that early leg up against Dormy at the very start of that.
Oh. Right, yeah, Promo getting a little bit scary there, but
going with that 6-3, being very consistent with it.
All right, is Dormy now into their zone? They're 10 lines in here, make that 16 already with the Tetris and T-spin. They 18. Want the big zones, and that's an ulti.
Got that really good ulti skim, really foregoing line 19.
Yeah, already it's like the first match, and Dormy's already showing, some of the most incredible ulti solves you could find, but Promo showing that efficiency on that 54 Perfectress.
Yeah, getting a good counterattack there. Dormy is already at the top of his board here. Let's see.
Yeah, Dormy able to... Oh my goodness, Dormy going for a mid-game DT.
And that's actually gonna be a significant enough spike to throw off Promo there.
They just, people always are just, DT cannon opener, but how can you, how do you maintain that efficiency in mid game, and what is the best way to do that? Well, Dormy's showing that sometimes the best mid game is just another opener, just a little bit higher up on the stack.
Is that?
And I guess we're going with this is BT cannon. This is my home turf right here. One of my favorite modern openers.
Dormy is definitely being interesting with this opener game here. Getting that all clear too, pulling it off.
And looks going for the second one, but not quite gonna get it. They received a little bit of garbage there from Promo.
Yeah, Promo was kind of put on the ropes there. Managed to recover a little.
Oh, there's
those misdrops aren't too hot, but managed to skim them perfectly fine.
Right, a nice mini T-spin single gonna help keep back-to-back and also set them up for a little bit of T-spin builds here. I don't want to say ST stacking because it's not entirely.
Not quite ST. Getting that Tetris, bringing him up to 17. Ooh, we could see a 20 here. There we go. Nice 20. 63
from Promo. And on Dormy's side, Dormy looking for how they're going to try and finish this one out. It's a kind of ill-timed O piece, but still 58 on the Perfectress. Not even needing the ulti bonus.
Gonna have to accept a little bit of garbage there.
And, alright, taking a couple little T-spin singles, gonna have to dig through, but again, being really quick, not gonna have too much issue. And we're going to be getting to phase 3 here pretty soon, but it looks like neither player is going to be in the zone when that's happening, so we're just going to be getting right into the cheesy garbage here. So it looks like Promo with
Promo getting that T-spin triple.
And Promo looks like they're comboing through it now. Let's see how much they can extend. Is that... Oh my goodness, 10 combo.
Finding a good down stack there. Definitely showing the PPT knowledge.
Alright, I think that was a 54 from Dormy. Dormy's going to be going for some all-clear loops.
Oh, God. Going for the perfect... Oh, my goodness. What?
And Promo neutralizes with a 45.
Yeah, Promo is doing really good at surviving against Dormy's attacks here. Like, kind of getting thrown around here. A lot of violent back and forths from both players.
Oh, it's a pretty big spike. That's going to force Promo to zone already. And looks like...
didn't get much out of that, unfortunately, which gives Dormy a prime opportunity to get something good in his next zone. Gonna have the
Promo doing a good job of making those T-spins here, counting to 4 as well for the Tetris.
Yeah, keeping that back-to-back going for that extra damage.
Yeah, again, when, especially on the, defensive end of phase 3, making sure that you're able to go through some down stacks with some back-to-back and whatnot is really, really important here, and it's good to see that Promo's able to maintain that, since it's obviously not a very easy thing to do here, especially when your opponent is Dormy.
Promo is very strong up top. Dormy only getting 7 lines in that zone right there.
Oh my goodness,
seems like the zone charges have kind of equalized there now. Both players not getting a significant zone in.
Yeah, and so now it's just going to be a little bit of battling on top of the cheese here, trying to find out each player's best method of trying to, scrounge out some sort of advantage state here. Obviously, neither player wanting to give up an inch, but gonna have to see. Dormy's already at max zone. Promo now likewise. Dormy now gonna pop zone. Looks like Promo's gonna try and build up a little bit before they go into their own zone here. And gonna start with a T-spin single on Promo side. And Dormy
getting 30 attack with 15 line. Promo getting that ulti with 47 attack. That's going to be a lot of garbage. Dormy technically has the room to try and combat that. Manages to cancel out a good chunk, but that's still definitely a decent disadvantage. Promo,
yeah, and now look at Promo's stack here. It's beautiful.
It's entirely his own. No garbage in there at all. Going to be able to counteract basically anything that Dormy sends.
Long bars for the Tetris as well. And there we go, even more so. And Dormy trying to find a way to combo through this. Gonna have to pop another zone here. I think they were able to get through half zone, which is going to be, you know, any little bonus that they can get is going to help. But unfortunately, not going to get the T-spin in the bonus.
They're not going to get... They did not get a whole lot in that zone, unfortunately. So Promo is going to take this second game.
All right, and 1-1. And yeah, Promo actually outperforming Dormy, and not just the APM there, but also in the speed as well. Making sure it's not to get too far behind in the pieces there. Because again, obviously, you know, speed isn't everything, but being able to out-pressure with a little bit of extra momentum and extra couple piece sequences can really change the tide in a close match.
Promo deciding to skim over to just move over to that garbage well. Dormy stacking pretty low, getting a lot of those efficient plays going.
Alright, and
both players have maxed out.
Yeah, gonna have to see who wants to pop their full zone first. It looks like both are trying to find a way to either set that board up lovely or, you know, which I guess, yeah, on Dormy's side, a lot of lovely T-spins there. So now they're going into 18. Oh, it looks like they want a bigger setup, and, well, they're still going to get the 20.
Yeah, a good 27-57 attack ulti.
And, oh, the all clear from
ulti, getting 72 attack. That is going to be a huge blow. Dormy's going to have to find a down stack, probably use the zone here and try and get rid of the rest of the garbage. But Promo has a prime opportunity to send a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah, and there we go. Looks like Promo a little bit of combo into down stack, as well as an extra Tetris from that garbage. Looks like
but Dormy's getting some... Dormy was really lucky to get some extremely clean garbage there.
Well, and yeah, it looks like Promo now pushing this on to phase 3, 68,000 points. Unfortunately, they're going to have to zone first here, though. Dormy has definitely turned on the gas, making sure to put Promo in a bit of a tight spot here. As Dormy with immediate Tetris into T-spin, plus some extra change here.
Not able to get that T-spin double. Managed to get out of that zone with 42 attack and 17 lines.
There you go. Very nice tuck of the L there. Managing to keep that stack a little bit cleaner while keeping those back-to-backs as needed. Looks like, yeah, and again, it's just like we're back in neutral. It feels like with so much garbage being sent left and right, it's like, oh, but so-and-so's going to have such a hard time. But again, Promo and Dormy doing such a great job at neutralizing, making sure not to play any too aggressive than they have to. You know, obviously we're seeing a couple T-spins here and there have to get sacrificed, but, you know, in the grand scheme of things, both players making sure to have very careful builds going up to the top there because they want to be able to maximize that zone efficiency.
Yeah. We see a nice solid ulti there. 59 attack from Dormy. Promo
Dormy
cancels out all that garbage though. Yeah, it's a bit.
Yep, and
it's a little bit.
Okay, zone be like that sometimes.
Yeah, zone is a bit jank. Both players really showing no signs of faltering here. Promo is pretty high on his board, but I'm confident that he'll find a good down stack going.
Nope. Yeah, and yeah, as you're saying, some wonderful down stacking principles here. As they are greeting for a couple T-spins, and even more so. However, Dormy was at the bottom of their stack, and it looks like all
that
those green
T-miss drop is gonna throw things off.
All right, and it looks like Dormy gonna be the first to zone here, actually. So
yeah, that gives Promo some time to down stack, though. Promo still has a bit of a. It's just a matter of when Promo wants to use his zone, because he's gonna have to if he wants to get rid of all that garbage incoming towards him. Ooh, those misdrops are not doing too kind to him. Yikes. Oh, that's 20. That's not going to be enough room to deal with that garbage, and Promo is going to top out on that round.
And after the 4-minute battle of endurance, Dormy going to come out on top there with just a little bit better consistency in the performance aspect, and so going to take the lead 2-1 here in this first to 4.
Yeah.
All right, and looks like Dormy already snacking sky high here in the first 10 seconds. Wasting no time.
Has a right side garbage well and only just got access to it. Promo is not in a good situation either with his garbage well, but Manages to find something good, gets that nice 8-1 stack going.
Again, able to make some T-spins out of here without too much difficulty, as it looks like Dormy going to be going into zone first here. Let's see what they do with it.
Promo starting his zone with an STSD.
That's going to be some very good damage. Dormy looking to extend. Very good use of the initial rotation system. Able to pull off that 59 ulti. And 51 for Tetris there. And
yeah, both players counteracting each other with this.
Promo.
Ooh, bit of an interesting stack from Promo. Probably misdropped once or twice there. Gonna have to find a good down stack, and looks like he's finding a good one. Has two eyepieces like right on time. Gonna be able to use one of those to get a Tetris and get some more zone damage in. Dormy is close to the top of his board. If Promo can get a significant attack in, maybe he could top out Dormy soon.
Well, it looks like Dormy going to go into zone here now. 14-15. Promo continuing that T-spin aggression here on their board as Dormy looking for some of these higher zone solves. Going to be able to get 19, not quite 20, but again, 42 is a lovely attack here. Pushing it into phase 3 and forcing Promo to zone with a less than ideal board state. However, 27 from Promo, still going to make sure that they're not having to accept much garbage at all.
No.
And very nice floating T-spin / donation there from Dormy. Looks like Promo trying to figure out how they want to downstack through some of this garbage. Again, they are higher up on the board. That's going to have to be something that they tackle first here. But it looks like for the time being, the T-spins and such are holding them over while they decipher their next move here.
Yeah. The thing about being towards the top of the board is that your opponent's going to be sending you a lot of garbage, but you can't really afford to lose any more efficiency. Otherwise, you'll keep getting sent towards the top, and you won't be able to get any cleaner stacks going. So you kind of have to learn to
bit of a Z misdrop, unfortunately, and that is only a quarter zone, I think. And yeah, no matter how fast you're playing, unfortunately, that is way too much garbage to tank there. And my goodness, Dormy popping off with the 120 line APM there, dishing out just so much pressure that unfortunately Promo not going to be able to manage it the best there. And so Dormy now on match point here, 3-1 in the set.
Right. Promo has a pretty good man-made stack there, but Dormy is sending a lot of garbage, which is going to put Promo in a bit of a bad situation. But Promo's going to be able to deal with that just fine, getting those T-spins, like pulling off the things he wanted to do with his stack, and being able to access that garbage well pretty quickly, going straight to 5-4 stacking.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of Dormy's wells have kind of been relegated to the side of the board here. Finally, it looks like now that we're into phase 2, Dormy's well shifting to the center. 3 T-spins to start off their zone with a Tetris and another T-spin. This is going to be a massive attack coming out from Dormy's side. And they are still going for more T-spins. 18 lines. Yep. If this is going... Oh my goodness.
Towards the top of the board, getting that ulti and 65 attack. Promo is going to try and do something on his own here.
Right, going to be comboing through it a little bit. A 54 Daka Hexatris, but that's still so much garbage.
Yeah, that's not... Promo's going to have to do something with this quarter zone. Getting a good amount of lines, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to have to rely on downstacking here if he wants to survive.
And... Oh my goodness, going to have to burn the eyepiece and no more zone.
Unfortunately, no zone, no room to place any more pieces, no room to clear lines. Dormy is going to take the zone battle segment 4-1.
And just like that, we are already done with our first match here for Trifecta and the top 8. Dormy taking classic score attack, not dropping a game there, dropping 1 here. Promo not going to get swept entirely here, making sure to take a game off of zone battle there. Which again, taking a zone battle off of anyone here is quite an impressive feat. But Dormy's incredible consistency and remarkable play among all 3 game modes going to ultimately prevail here 2-0 fashion.
Yep, and Dormy will be facing some other
someone.
Oh yeah, they'll be facing the winner of Kazu versus Uya Shota.
Yeah,
Which is definitely going to be very interesting.
Yeah, again, Dormy, as we have discussed earlier, third from the zone battle segment and score attack. But first and second in zone battle format, going to be both Kazu and Uyashota. So going to be a bit of interesting matchup, seeing Dormy not in the zone battle favor for once here in this triathlon set. So going to have to try and pull out a little bit of the score attack and classic score attack to try and make some things happen here.
All right, I believe our next matchup is going to be Zin versus Nenu. And they are going to be starting off with classic score attack again.
All right, and so obviously Nenu going to be right at home here with classic score attack. Again, this is their forte. And if I'm looking at this correctly, yeah, again, Nenu quite terrifically pulling off the championship match. I believe it was last week, and taking the dub from the classic score attack tournament as well. Top 4 in the CTWC, both in 2021 and 2022, for some remarkable consistency there as well. And from the looks of it, definitely still has quite a bit from the modern side there. We do see the 9,000 zone battle SR, which is quite high for a lot of players, not to mention, being a classic score attack that. So excited to see how this matchup comes into play. But then again, on the other side, we do have Zin as well.
Yeah, I do believe. Yeah, Zin is definitely much more experienced on the guideline side. As you can see, has a pretty high score attack SR there, and a high zone battle SR. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what Nenu can do against Zin here in order to take this match.
I really think that it's likely to come down to, I feel like, score attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't seen a... Oh, dang it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Okay, alright, yeah. Yeah, so, obviously, classic score attack, not really the best place to practice your ST stacking, but I am intrigued to see by how Nenu is able to adapt to the modern environment of score attack to see if they can shake them things up here in score attack. However, before we get to any of that, I believe we're doing classic score attack first, as we actually, I don't remember if we mentioned that on stream. I think I might have just overheard that from the TO voices in my head again.
Yeah, I do believe we are starting with classic score attack here.
All right, sick. Voice in my head is confirmed. Hopefully you in chat can also relate in having, TO voices in my head. or your head, not my head, but yeah.
While we wait for that, I think now would be a good time to mention that the Honda Fan Cup is currently ongoing. There are over $10,000 in prizes for. There are $10,000 in prizes for Tetris Effect connected. I believe classic score attack.
Yep, classic score attack.
So if you wanted to get your chance to play in a tournament like something like this, your chance is just to sign up at the Honda Fan Cup. There is a link in chat.
Yeah, keep in mind you have to be 18 years and older and live in the North America in order to participate.
It is very limited, unfortunately, but that's how tournaments can be sometimes.
I think they're already a little bit of ways through. Yeah, Sharky, do you have any highlights specifically from some of the Honda Fan Cup matches that have already taken place?
Highlights would be one with Shady versus Kirby, where Shady had to come back from around 270,000 and was able to do so at within 10 seconds left on the countdown timer going into 29.
Ooh,
wow!
Into
really?
29 as well.
That is very tense. That is very close.
And then there's another one by Shady where Shady was down by approximately a Tetris and a triple in the finals and was able to get the remaining, I believe it was 7,000 points in order to chase down on 29 and finish it off with a level 30 in order to force a bracket reset. Well, to help force a bracket reset.
Oh my goodness, that
definitely
goodness. Sounds like I'm missing out on some quality matches here from Honda Fan Cup. I got to start tuning into some of these more classic events here. I can't miss out on all this Tetris action, man.
Yep, there's plenty of Tetris to be had right now. A lot of Tetris has been had, and even more will be had real soon.
I love that.
All right, I do believe our players are ready. So
can't wait. It's like the duck season, rabbit season, but it's just all Tetris season. So much going on, which I think because actually isn't CTWC next weekend?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's
good time to be a Tetris fan. Good time to be a Tetris fan. But it looks like these guys are.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have some stuff at we'll have TECWC stuff there.
All right, and it looks like both players going to be going into level 18 starts here.
All right. Now, I'm real curious about how this match will turn out. I haven't seen, any of Zen's classic play, but in last week's classic score attack event, Nenu won every single match in a decider. There were no, in-betweens. It all went to a decider. So I wonder if that trend could continue here.
Definitely sounds a little bit nerve-wracking there, but then again, if they're able to consistently win those deciders, maybe it's not as intense or not as nerve-wracking as I might anticipate.
Yeah, but something that is nerve-wracking is this kind of situation for Nenu. Perfect L right there.
Oh, and Zin's board is getting a little bit precarious on the top left there. I think they're... Oh, no.
Yeah, they're done. Unfortunately, it kind of looks like it was a rough P sequence to deal with since both players kind of ended up in the same situation.
Yeah, quite have. Yeah, 34 max drought, and that was, not even 20 lines in. Obviously, I know worse droughts have been had in many classic events, but especially for
yesterday.
Yeah,
we had a.
From the.
Or, was it yesterday? No, I think it was actually last week. I believe Somalian had to live through like a 58 piece drought.
Oh my goodness, that's just. It's something that especially modern scene takes for granted is, you got to maintain that efficiency. Well, how do you do that? Well, you don't waste the T piece, or you don't waste your I pieces. But unfortunately, in classic Tetris, getting those pieces for the efficiency is never a guarantee. So you always got to be on your toes, be prepared for whatever the random seed decides to throw at you.
Yeah, especially, you can always find yourself potentially getting to, false sense of reality. It's like, surely the long bar is going to come here, or, the eyepiece will surely come. And then as soon as you make that judgment, that's when RNG's like, let me hit you with this drought real quick.
Here's a nice S burst as you transition, by the way. And it looks like both players having to do a little bit of digging here, as Zen going to set up quite a bit of delayed burns there, but again, making sure to prioritize that safety here. Does not want to have an early top out like last round. Again, they only have, I guess they have no more matches to give, but unfortunately that's a really ill-timed misdrop right in the center.
Yeah, could play out pretty nicely. Is going to rely on another eyepiece, or, yeah, there it is, perfect.
And stuff. And unfortunately for them, though, as they are able to now get back to the clean stacking for Tetrises, Nenu has already jumped ahead to I believe it's a 60,000 point lead here, as a couple Tetris are slamming downs and reducing that by one Tetris less here.
Yeah, all things considered, this is pretty close opener and a little bit rough on towards the beginning. I'd suspect it is likely, a drought or a couple of rough pieces, because, droughts aren't the only things that are dangerous. You could get just really bad piece sequences for how you built your board.
And just looks like now we're doing a little bit okay. Bit of an ill-timed piece there. Isn't gonna have to do another delayed burn. But again, hasn't had too many of the jagged board states too much in terms of terrible piece sequences, thankfully. just kind of having to rely on some clever digging here.
Yeah, I'd love to get another L piece or an I piece. That will work. And nice, able to open up. But unfortunately for Zen, Nenu was able to capitalize off of that massively.
Yeah, Nenu almost up, or at, I guess now, yeah, is just about, alternating around 100k points of a lead here. And we're getting into around 70 lines here, so a little over halfway to transition, I believe. And
I mean, that's kind of like the scary thing for Zen is, you're already down one game, and to compete with Nenu, at least, Nenu is going to have an advantage on 19. They're used to the speed, and they definitely have quite a lot of practice. And so the best chance of success for Zen is to try and stay as close to Nenu as possible. And when you start reaching that 100,000 point range, you get to the point where now you need 5 Tetrises in a row, and your opponent not to score 5 Tetrises in order for you to make that comeback.
Yeah, it looks like Nenu doing a little bit of digging here, but opening that well up just wonderfully there, as just pretty good piece sequences, not too bad there. And there's the long bar as Tetris for Nenu. Again, actually not even pulling away here. I think I might have missed out on Zin's board here, as it looks like they've crashed down a couple Tetrises. They're actually starting to claw their way back a little bit here.
Yeah, that one dig that we saw from Nenu was a bit more on the costly end, and Zen just actually had an amazing board and was able to knock down 2 quick Tetrises. So halfway there, almost halfway there.
Yep, we're halfway there. Sorry. For those who get the reference, thank you.
Hey, I get the I was tempted. I was definitely tempted.
Yeah. It looks like both players then almost ready. Needing one more piece, not quite going to get the Tetris there. But Nenu going to cash out on the Tetris there. That instance, so they're at around 70,000 points
able
up.
to just barely get that eye piece over. But now here comes the problem, a couple of unwanted O's.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to set some decent delayed burns, but no, and that's a terrible misdrop, and they have to close...
Unless they've been working on TEC rolling, there's no way to survive this.
That is painful. Misdrop on the left and on the right. Again, very good, making it almost a transition there with, almost 110 lines. But unfortunately, Zen gonna have to top out early with Nenu maintaining almost, hold on, can I read that right? Yeah, 75% Tetris rate through level 18. Definitely well on their way to, that's max out pace, I think.
Yeah,
although obviously the points change on levels 19 and up, but having that 75% Tetris rate definitely going to be very easy to max out from that pace if they're able to maintain that. Alrighty, and
up next we got Zone Battle. Yeah.
Yep, and all right, so. Now we're going a little bit here to. Sorry, go ahead.
I haven't seen Nenu play a lot of Zone Battle, so it's gonna be. I'm a little nervous to see how well this is gonna go.
Yeah, again, obviously, those in the modern scene, Zen is definitely a familiar face. Has done a lot in terms of, spent some of those long hours waiting in the Zone Battle and connected versus queues, waiting for some matches there. But it is undeniable their success in some of these modern modes here. So Nenu is definitely going to have their work cut out for them. Obviously, 1-0 in the set thus far. But again, with Zen on the other side of the board here, especially with their proficiency in both Zone Battle and Score Attack, not going to be easy to close out the set here for Nenu.
Yeah. Definitely seems like we started off with Nenu's strong point being classic Score Attack, Zen's strong point being Zone Battle, and probably gonna have to, depending on how this goes, we might have to see it end with the Score Attack, which is definitely gonna be the most intriguing.
Right. However, I do notice. I think we've seen a little bit of the RGB keyboards here on the hand cams. I just noticed.
All right, so let's see how this starts off.
Oh, and look at this. We've got another BT.
We've got a BT
Let's
cannon.
Go.
As
I'm
long
not biased,
as Zin
I
doesn't...
just love BT cannon.
Oh, unfortunately, Nenu's not going to be able to get that perfect clear off. Because Zin managed to send some garbage in the middle. But that's okay. Nenu's still in a pretty decent spot. Still managed to get a good amount from those T-spins.
Yo, and a very nice skim with the T-piece as well.
Very good skim into Tetris. Going perfectly right into that other garbage well.
It looks like Nenu debating about when they're going to want to pop zone here. Again, Zin is doing fantastically. T-spinning on line 18. Going to go to 19 for a Perfectress. Looks like they're going to go for a T-spin triple thing here. Not exact. I guess I can call it a cannon. There's two T-spin triples there.
Building up. Trying to get that T-spin double, trying to salvage it, but that's a lot of damage.
Oh no!
Spent a little too time up stacking and too much time up. Spent too much time. Excuse me. Spent a little too much time up stacking in the zone there, which allowed Zin to get a lot of attack in. A lot of.
And it looks like Nenu going to. I assume here they're probably going to be a lot more comfortable going for the BT cannon here. Doesn't seem to be going for the PC continuation, but again, with how openers are just a little bit weaker here for zone battle, I do think that that is a pretty solid option. Again, just making sure not to be too risky here. But
those misdrops are not too. Did not help at all. That's going to be a quick. That's going to be a quick game too. Nenu down 2 points, but this is still the beginning. We still got some time here.
And it looks like Nenu going to be doing a little bit more freestyle. I think Zin might have misdropped here early too, so this could be a pretty nice spot for Nenu if they're able to send quite a bit of damage here.
Just a straight 6-3. Gonna have to transition to a left side well. Definitely gonna be unusual as a classic player.
Yeah, Zin is sprinting their way through the garbage here. A little bit close to top out there towards a little bit of the period, but able to bring it back pretty nicely here. Yeah, and waiting on the T-spin there, able to find it.
Nenu's starting with a Tetris and gonna get 2 more on top of that. Gonna be fairly efficient with the zone here. Getting
my goodness!
Tetris after Tetris on Nenu's end.
Yeah, Zin had a
gonna get a solid 48 attack.
Yeah, Zin had a ulti there, but unfortunately wasn't able to do what they were looking for that curb solve. And I think especially with that added little bit of time, definitely gave Nenu a little bit of extra breathing room there. And so now Nenu still able to continue through this here. Gonna unfortunately have to pop zone. That is a lot of garbage there. And
yeah, getting top out close, getting top out a bit early there because of those Straminos. But it looks like Nenu's going to be able to find a bit of a down stack, which is good, and sending a lot more lines towards them. Tries to use zone here, not going to send a lot due to how high that was.
Oh my goodness, and Zin's still going for the T-spins even on the higher levels.
Sending 53 attack. Nenu found a really good down stack, but it's just gonna get sent all the way back up to the top because of Zin. And that's gonna seal the deal, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, not too many skim options available there. I think the only way would have been skimming the T on the right, but after that would have been curtains there. And Zin is now 1 game away from taking zone battle here. Definitely wanting to end this in a spectacular fashion, trying to conserve some momentum over to their side now. Again, any little bit will help, considering we're going to be going to the decider of triathlon matches, which for this set will be score attack.
Indeed, it will be.
Oh no, and I think Nenu unfortunately
Nenu have a lot of that's a lot of misdrops up top. That's going to be very precarious. Nenu's going to try to zone, see if they can do anything. Only clears a line, though. That next garbage.
Oh, and the eyepiece is, SRS is not doing too kind there.
Yeah, Zin's gonna take this in a full sweep. That's gonna be. This will be. So I think. Yeah, I think this will be an interesting way to end this this trifecta set. We got two sweeps in a row here, one for Nenu, one for Zin, and now it's gonna be a common middle ground, sort of, the guideline score attack.
Oh, also, what? Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm here. Sorry, the voices in my head are informing me of things. Sorry for those who are wondering if I'm not talking, but
yeah, Zin does in terms of SR have the upper hand here, but Nenu is definitely familiar with a more score attack format. So
I think it'd be interesting because I think we all can say that we don't necessarily know what Nenu can pull out.
Yeah, does Nenu know the power of method stacking? We do know that Nenu has knowledge. We do know that Nenu definitely has knowledge of the guideline format. I mean, we did see some BT cannon openers, and he has 9K SR in zone battle. So I'm not gonna put it against him just yet.
Who knows? Maybe after winning a classic score attack, got on a phone call with Shocky and is like, "Hey, teach me your ways."
Yeah, Shocky having the knowledge of both classic and guideline score attack. I mean, we will see Shocky playing later on. So
yeah, no, I can't wait for those particular matches because going up against Kirby first round, I feel like that's such a lot of even middle ground throughout a majority.
Yeah, both of those players definitely know what they're doing in both games. All right. It's been a good amount of time. It's time to remind you guys once again that we are giving away a copy of Tetris Effect Connected on the Switch. To enter that, all you need to do is follow twitch.tv/enhance experience, which is currently running the Japanese stream, and also retweet the tweet that is also put along with that Nightbot link. I am not reading out that URL though because there are numbers. Unless you want me to read the numbers, I'm not reading those numbers.
Do it.
Do not make me read this.
It depends on how you read the numbers. If you read them all like monotone, like
one digit at a time.
All right. Looks like we're about to get started here.
Started with a level 20, which means that they are going to be right at the very bottom. Looks like. Ooh. Nenu. Unfortunately. Looks like Nenu had the start of it going. It's just unfortunately he could not kick that LP's back. High gravity is not that kind. Definitely going to be a bit of a disadvantage here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Zin already
off to the races with the SD stack. Nenu's gonna try his best to just get back and just get that stack back going, and it's.
I mean, but this is kind of tough. Like, Score Attack is a heavy execution game mode, and if you get to a slow start, I mean, look at this, already down by 400,000.
Yeah, having a good start really does matter when it comes to Score Attack. You need to pull. You're gonna have to pull off that good method stacking opener. Not necessarily just ST, but you're gonna have to. You could be running something like LST or Infinite TST. It's just that a lot of people do have that ST opener down pat, so you're gonna be seeing it a lot more often when it comes to this. But not having that good opener is definitely not advantageous at all.
Yeah, still not really. I mean, Nenu was scoring T-spins here and there, but they're not, consecutive back-to-back, which, I mean, you look over there at Zen, just hasn't really had too much trouble.
Yeah,
start running into something here.
Yeah, yeah, Zin is running into something here, but Nenu is unfortunately kind of struggling still, it seems. Oh. Sharky's been... I think your mic is kind of...
Oh, no.
I think Sharky's mic is messed up. I think you're... Okay, I see I'll have to carry the commentary a little bit.
You can do it.
Is it fixed?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Welcome back.
I don't know what happened there.
Oh, and then it... Oh, it's kind of... Oh, it's back. It's gone again, unfortunately. Ooh.
Like, gone? Not working?
Yeah,
Okay, so there
it's going in and out.
It's like a buzzing sound a bit, but
Yeah, it'll occasionally switch to just buzzing, which is
All right, let me see.
I think I think you're good here for the moment.
I think you're for the moment.
It's okay.
dude-
I'll shout if there's an error. Don't worry. Ah,
Oh, here we go. Goodness again. Ooh, technical difficulties here. In the meantime,
here.
Yeah, it looks like Nenu has-
multitask. Yeah, you commentate.
Nenu.
I'll update Sharky on
Yeah.
the mic things.
yeah. Unfortunately, Nenu is at a 1.3 million point deficit here, which is unfortunate. That really goes to show how heavy of a dependency you need to have on that starting opener with the ST stack or something like that. And it also seems I do believe that Nenu does appear to have knowledge. I mean, I did see the ST opener there at the start of the match. I do believe he's just struggling with this 20G. 20G, referring to the fact that the pieces will instantly drop on top of the stack instead of falling down from the top of the board. But yeah, Zin is definitely very capable in score attack, definitely much more knowledgeable in that field. Definitely putting Nenu at a bit of a disadvantage, but yeah, already at level 29 with a 2.25
chase down timer active on score attack?
Not quite. Not quite yet, because Zin hasn't topped out, so the timer there's
Okay, so there is a timer. That is scary.
There is a timer, yes.
Oh
yeah.
my.
It's gonna be very rough for Nenu to try and come back from this. 1.7 million point difference in 2 minutes. That's definitely rough, especially with Nenu in his current board state.
I mean, it's also crazy to think just about how fast and how high Zin was able to score.
Yeah, those Zin. I do believe Zin is probably the top. If I'm remembering correctly, Zin is the top-ranked score attack player.
I mean,
and if not, he's still certainly one of the best.
We did if Nenu would have even got off a good opener like we discussed earlier. The question is, would Nenu's speed be comparable to that of Zin's? It
definitely seems like Nenu is at the disadvantage here overall, unfortunately, because it does seem like Nenu knows the ST stack. It's just that it doesn't seem like he's able to manage in high gravity that well, and it does not help that as the higher levels go, the amount of time you have to deal with pieces definitely shortens, so you have to think really fast about it.
Yeah, in 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds just finding the down stack, still going to be over 1.6 million point difference.
Yeah, fortunately, it doesn't look like this is going to happen. only we would have just had a different start for Nenu. That could have been, you know.
Yeah.
And best of one. That's the thing. Brutal.
I do believe that was a match error. I do believe it's supposed to be first pick here.
Okay.
Yeah, it does seem that Shen messed up. That happened.
You didn't have to name drop him.
What do you mean?
I'm willing to. I didn't name drop him, but I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. It is a lot to deal with. So like screw ups like that will very much happen.
All right. Well,
looks
now
like
that it is best of 2, or first to 2 rather.
All right. All right. Looks like we're going to be starting at level 10. I believe that's Nenu's pick. Had it been a first to 2, I believe Nenu would have just picked it himself. But I believe that's just the agreed upon level start here.
Yeah,
I think that is the first 10 pick we've seen the entire tournament.
Yeah, I believe so too. And I think it's a smart move by Nenu.
Yeah, definitely gives Nenu a bit more of a fighting chance. But yeah, as you can see, Zin's already just going off.
Yeah.
One thing about Zin's gameplay is that I like if you watch back at his gameplay, you'll see he's hard dropping even like at the higher speeds, which is definitely very scary.
Yeah, I mean, if you already look right now, like Zin is basically
unfortunately overstacked there a bit. Had used a lot of T pieces on that left hand side of the stack. Definitely gonna be a bit of a setback, but could definitely. Ooh, that T miss drop is not helping either. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely see, Nenu's strategy, or I feel like what Nenu's strategy was, lower speed, so could potentially reliably get the ST stack, maintained. But it also becomes an issue when you just see how fast Zen is playing. And, it's... Oh, do have a small misdraw from Zen. And I think, another benefit is if Nenu doesn't spend necessarily as too much time trying to get back into an ST stack, the lead wouldn't be as grandiose as it would if we were to start on level 20.
Yeah, no, like you could probably misdrop in that ST stack and still recover. And that point deficit definitely wouldn't be as bad, but I think in this situation it's going to be a little hard for Nenu to get back in that, which is a bit of a shame. Zen. It does not help that Zen is like one of the best score attack players out there, and definitely knows his way around the higher levels of Master.
Yeah, dude, setting up a T-spin triple.
Yeah, trying to get as much efficiency as possible, I think, here. Just trying to make sure you can keep that lead as small as possible. It's certainly gonna be a hard task to perform, though.
Yeah, another thing is that with the scores also being so low at these lower levels, Zen is just breezing past them, and by the time that Zen gets into level 20s, when we start seeing T-spins and Tetrises worth some real points, Nenu's going to be so far behind.
Yeah. Yeah, Nenu is already 510k away from Zen right now. Which, if this were like a level 20, then it wouldn't be as significant. But seeing as we're at level 10, where the amount of points you can score is lower, it's definitely going to be a bit more rough for Nenu here.
Wow, Zen just going for as much efficiency here as possible. And already 6 levels ahead. Now 7.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a... Yeah, it's 678,000 points away. Zin is kind of keeping this efficiency going with that back-to-back. It's... Looking at... Oh, Nenu's board looking a bit rough there. Still manages to salvage that T-spin double, but... There's still a lot that Nenu has to do in order to try and come back from this.
Yeah, finally able to start making some progress, though. You know, we spent a lot of level 10 just at the top of the board, where not necessarily in danger at top out, just not in any position to score any T-spins or Tetrises. Zen is already on level 20 as well.
Yeah, already hit that level 20. It's gonna... Definitely much more familiar territory for Zin here.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, we'll just start to see the lead kind of balloon.
Nenu has a fairly clean stack, currently at level 14, so the gravity is going to be a bit harder for him. But
yeah, finally down to the bottom.
Yeah, it is a bit of a problem because Zin is now already a million points ahead of Nenu here.
Yeah, and just about 10 levels ahead as well, so...
Yeah. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of room for Nenu to make up here. 1.2 million at 2 minutes. That is definitely going to be hard.
Yeah, and the biggest thing to even stand a chance is Nenu has to speed up, because going at this current speed, it's not going to really be able to take too much off of that huge deficit.
Yeah, yeah, about a minute 25 left. Nenu's still at 1.1 million point difference. I don't want to sound too pessimistic, but I'm not sure if that's possible.
Yeah, not what I mean. Mathematically speaking, it's just really, really unlikely.
It's gonna be really hard to come back to unless you play perfectly. And yeah, unfortunately, Nenu is misdropping quite a bit, so it's definitely not looking too hot.
Yeah, we're starting to get into that higher gravity, and that's a huge ask to play perfectly and have to deal with the increasing gravity.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, but just under 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately, yeah, it kind of seems like the guideline gameplay is getting to him.
Yeah, and able to close 200,000 points off the deficit, but
yeah, unfortunately just not enough to get back, and that's the timer. Yeah, Zin is going to take this 2-0, but I mean, Nenu it is kind of towards Zin's advantage here. Nenu being a much more familiar with the classic format, and it's clearly shown with the fact that it took that classic score attack match with a complete sweep. Unfortunately, the guideline games just definitely did not work out in his favor. So Zin is going to be moving on to the next round, facing the winner of Shocky versus Kirby. So,
in that particular, if Shocky is able to walk out of that Shocky versus Zin, I'd love to see the score attack matchup between the two.
Yeah, I mean, they did face each other in the finals of the score attack match. Shocky taking it back after Zin performed a bracket reset. So the matchup between those two is definitely close in score attack. We'll have to see if Shocky can get a good rematch going.
Yeah, sure. I think it's more buzz.
Yeah.
Nope. I heard a word. or was that Commando? Was that you?
That was not me. I don't think.
I heard one word make it through.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. And
right. Up next, we've got Kazu versus Uyashota, which is.
Oh boy.
Anyone familiar with the zone battle bracket will probably know this lineup pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
These two have gone head to head many times in the past. It's definitely going to be a very interesting set of 3 matches, in fact, because we're not just doing zone battle here. So Kazu definitely considered the best modern Tetris player across the different games here.
Actually, I don't. Let me see if I think we're transitioning over to player highlights here in a sec. But yeah, you will see all the accolades of Kazu's incredible prowess through zone battle tournaments here in just a second. Again, has TECWC, back-to-back zone battle champions. Is the champion of Square One Tetris tournaments, #1 zone battle SR. Again, sometimes I like to refer to there was a patch where they made everyone above 10k SR in the same rating pool, and I always joke that Kazu was the only person that really needed that patch, so it's just the Kazu patch.
But as you can see here, Kazu is definitely absolutely the best zone battle player out there, #1 ranked in SR and everything. But as you can see from his stats, he's not too familiar with the other 2 modes. You don't really see his experience with score attack or classic score attack, which is going to be interesting because we don't know if Kazu just doesn't play those modes at all, or if he just doesn't know how to play them at all. So it's a bit of a toss up to see whether or not he can take the other 2 modes. We'll only just have to see what happens.
And again, for
Uyashota, on the other hand, taking second place to Kazu in Square One, taking zone battle second place to Kazu, ranked #4 in zone battle. Uyashota, if there's anyone to rival Kazu right now, it probably would be Uyashota or Akashi Robo, but unfortunately the latter does, as far as I know, doesn't really play tournaments.
I believe they're really proficient, again, rivaling Kazu quite frequently, but I don't think they prefer the tournament format of things, so unfortunately many of you who keep up with tournament scenes may not know about them too much.
In a tournament setting, Uyashota is definitely the biggest contender against Kazu right now. Uyashota managed to take a few games against, I believe, I want to say it was 3 games against Kazu in Square One.
In Square One, it was 3 games, and that was still, I believe, since then, I believe Kazu's only lost 1 other match.
Yeah.
But Uyashota has the biggest contender right now in terms of threatening Kazu's reign here.
Yeah, Kazu hasn't dropped a single point in this tournament in zone battle yet. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens to Kazu here in zone battle, especially considering the other 2 modes. Because this isn't just zone battle. This is all 3 modes in the game.
Yep, and again, those of you who tuned in for the zone battle finals, you may remember the winners finals and grand finals, both Kazu versus Uyashota. A lot of very long and intense matches here for zone battle, so I am thrilled that we get to see this matchup again here.
Yep. These 2 definitely know each other by now. There's no way they're not. unfamiliar with each other's names.
Kazu doing a little bit of stalling there in order to accept some garbage and then play around it there. Comboed into a nice Tetris there, having a bit of a misdrop, but going to be cleaning it up quite well here. Again,
Uyashota getting that zone off very quickly, sending 45. They kind of canceled each other out there.
Yeah, and a 53 from Kazu. And again, it's not even 50 seconds in, and both players have already well beyond their way of the first zone and are just trying to figure out who can get the advantage going into phase 3 here.
Yeah. Kazu's definitely has the board advantage, being a lot lower and a lot cleaner. Uyashota has a bit of garbage on his board, but it's definitely just stacking clean, up stacking, I believe, and then just to send a huge down stack immediately after.
Yeah, both players now sitting at full zone, gonna have to wait and see who wants to pop it first.
Yeah. It's very very interesting to watch high-level players play their zones here, because a lot of people will expect players to just immediately use their zone as soon as they get it, but in this situation, it doesn't really seem like the case at all, because it definitely seems like they want to play a little safer and more strategic with their zones instead of kind of just going off on it.
And yeah, making sure to try and push the other into disadvantage before using zone. Again, zone is kind of the greatest comeback mechanic you can ask for in versus format. But again, right there, Uyashota unfortunately having a misdrop, and right as they're being pressured, that's going to be their zone. And you can see now on Kazu's side of the board, reacting accordingly with their own zone to retaliate here.
Yeah, Uyashota clears that zone, finds a down stack, but Kazu's still going to send a mountain of garbage to Uyashota here.
Oh my goodness, but the combo to keep Uyashota alive.
Yeah, keeping that combo, trying to stay alive, still has to deal with a huge amount of garbage, because Kazu is just relentless with it. Uyashota really struggling here to stay alive. Counting to 4, getting that Tetris, keeping that efficiency going. Kazu is just not stopping with the garbage. It's not, like, going non-stop, just attack after attack after attack. Gonna probably send a good amount with this zone here. Getting up to 14 lines.
Through it as well.
Yeah, and getting up to 18 lines, sending 35 attack. That's gonna keep Uyashota on his toes.
Again, a lot of careful use of the IRS and IHS, making sure not to top out, because again, some of the worst calibers of reducing the power of a zone attack being that you can't even finish it. But Kazu with a lot of knowledge on how some of those tables work, with how pieces are spawning in, making sure to build their stack accordingly so they can get every little inch out of those zones that they can get.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Uyashota getting pushed up quite a bit here. Again, is still doing wonderfully in terms of skimming here. Have some very impressive count.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of good survival, but unfortunately, Kazu is just keeping that pressure ongoing, and Uyashota's going to have to do something significant in order to break through here. That misdrop certainly isn't going to help, but that Tetris skim is going to clean things up a little bit.
And there we go. 20 from Kazu. That's 57 lines. Uyashota trying to find some good down stacking options, but it's just not going to be enough there. As Kazu with a commanding lead there in the APM department. Again, we're having that momentum as soon as that second zone hit, making sure never to let Uyashota get any momentum back. Going to be taking that first round.
Yeah, now we're just done talking about that first round, and in the second round we already see a huge 6-3 stack from both players here. Uyashota's garbage well working perfectly with that. Kazu not as fortunate, but is probably going to be able to find a decent down stack here. Yep.
Able to combo through just a little bit there. It looks like Uyashota almost having a bit of like a center well here, not quite a too wide per se, but definitely looks like it's got a lot of opportunity in the stack.
Yeah.
And both players T-spin and 2 T-spins and a Tetris to go into zone on both boards. very quick ending the zone at 18 on Uyashoda's side, but again, that's still
Kazu,
58.
Yeah, and Kazu, unfortunately unable to find anything further in that zone, had to struggle a lot with trying to place that J somewhere. Unfortunately, that's going to leave a lot of garbage. However, it is clean garbage. We are still in Phase 2. We will be reaching Phase 3 shortly, thanks to Uyashoda's really fast and efficient plays here.
There we go, and that is it.
That's the bell reading Phase 3. The garbage is going to be significantly messier here. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be bothering these players all that much.
And Kazu going to be pulling 18 and getting the T piece in there for a 20 ulti. And it looks like Uyashoda with some very nice play as well, going to also answer
getting
with
that
20.
Getting 55 attack. No garbage. Not really any garbage. Yeah.
Very good floating T-spin there, making sure to set that up properly. Again, any little bit of APM is going to be essential here in this battle versus Kazu.
Yeah, Uyashoda is trying his best right now to try and downstack. That's a bit of lag. Spectators.
Oh, they're just playing that fast. Don't worry.
Spectators End is just catching up. At this point, they might as well be playing that fast.
All right, looks like
Uyashoda able to get towards the top of his board, not really doing well in terms of downstacks, just because of how high he has to start the zone. It's going to be very problematic.
Right, and Kazu with another ulti. Again, these Phase 3 ultis are absolutely mind-blowing and brutal to try and fight against. And my goodness, just absolutely incredible. And funnily enough, Uyashoda actually had a little bit better zone APM there, almost reaching 300. A lot of those quarter zones definitely putting a damper on the efficiency. But Uyashoda still managing to pull some of these really strong plays so incredibly fast that even in the disadvantaged state, they're able to still put on quite a bit of APM.
Uyashoda here with a 9-0 stack. That garbage weld complementing it well. Kazu with an STSD, that'll send another good amount of garbage. But I mean, Uyashoda right now is just basically playing sprint with how well this garbage is going for him. We'll have to see. I think there's going to be a zone. There it is. Uyashoda starting it off with 8 lines, playing really efficiently with that T-spin donation, keeping the efficiency going. Gonna stop prematurely at 16 lines, setting 50 attack. We'll have to see what Kazu can do here. 64. Ooh,
oh my goodness, that's gonna force Uyashoda to zone early as well. And so
Uyashoda has the time though, has some ample opportunity to counteract that zone. It's gonna be put at a bit of a disadvantage due to the fact they have to quarter zone pretty early. But with how much damage was sent there, I think Uyashoda should be fine for the time being.
Oh, and Uyashoda comboing through, almost getting a Tetris through it as well. Just one piece too late, I think. But just and we're already in a Phase 3. I can't even just. By the time I realized, we're like, oh, maybe the garbage is going to be a little bit shaky here. And just already the incredible T-spin efficiency from both players, making sure not to waste any time getting to the most brutal part of this game.
Yeah.
And just, oh, there we go. STSD on Uyashoda's board there, doing a couple skims as well.
Has to counteract, unfortunately, with a, I believe that was an L spin right there. These guys are playing so fast, you can't really remember what pieces they've just played. Setting up that nice T-spin with the garbage.
Triple-double. And although Kazu's board is quite clean, Uyashoda still matching pressure almost line for line here. Both players sitting at the max zone.
Ooh, that misdrop from Uyashoda might be it's going to put a bit of a hampering on things.
Oh,
find some T-spins, though. Manages to make do with those misdrops, though. That's definitely a good characteristic of higher level play.
Again, 20-line Octorus as Kazu is now going full force on the offensive here. Getting a couple T-spins here and there. And not quite going to be able to get the ulti, but again, 16 lines in comparison to what Uyashoda has to work with is still wonderful in terms of maintaining an advantage state here.
Yeah, Uyashoda is in a bit of a rough state right now. Kazu's sending a lot of pressure, especially since Kazu is at the bottom of his board. Uyashoda's going to have to do a lot to try and counteract that. I don't think he has the room to deal with it. No, he does not.
All right, and yeah, we can even
Game
start to
3.
see at 3 minutes in, Kazu with the over 300 zone APM. I think they heard me talking about Uyashoda being efficient there and was like, all right, I can do it too, you know.
But off of those stats, Uyashoda with the perfect clear. Kazu not able to really deal with that, has to accept some garbage. But
I
do want to mention real quick that the efficiency that Uyashoda had that last game was definitely closer to Kazu's. So it's definitely shows some good potential there.
All right, it looks like Uyashoda now rushing a bit of a zone here. This is, I think, the first time we've seen either player really go for an offensive zone. So I'm excited to see what Uyashoda has planned here. And it looks like they want a T-spin triple, but I don't think it's in the cards, unfortunately.
Yeah, gonna have to forego that. Solid 54. Both players were pretty even there. Of course, Uyashoda getting a lot of garbage from Kazu. Those miss drops are definitely super rough. Maybe Uyashoda will be able to deal with them quickly. Uses the zone to try and help with that. That's definitely going to be a bit rough. We're going to have to see what happens here.
That gets put at a disadvantage,
and I don't... Yeah,
okay,
Uyashoda not having much options here. Going to have to try and his best to find a down stack. Gets enough lines to go into the zone. Manages to clear out the rest of that garbage. Is able to survive for a bit longer. But Kazu currently in the middle of the zone. We're going to see. We're going to have to see what Uyashoda can do here.
And
yeah, here comes the mountain of garbage.
Comboing. And gonna have to pop zone here though, but I think this looks like a half zone at the very least. They're able to get some good movement.
Fantastic down stacking, but that's not going to be enough.
Oh, when the miss drop as well.
Yeah, that was all. Look at that efficiency and speed. Over one attack per piece.
150 APM in order to keep over 1 APM per piece dropped on Kazu's board. Oh my goodness.
Game for the zone battle segment, at least. However, zone battle is not the only matchup here. Like Kazu may have zone battle down, but the question is, does he have the other two modes down?
Well, I guess there's no better time like the present to find out the answer for this, as Uyashoda going to be deciding where we're heading next, whether it be score attack or classic.
Now we've got score attacks to deal with.
Oh, score attack next one? I should probably keep that up.
Oh, we're going to classic first. Okay. This is going to be very interesting. I have no idea how Kazu plays classic.
Well, we're about to... I guess this might be the first time I've seen Kazu play Classic Score Attack. I think it's also the first time I've seen Uyashoda play Classic. So very exciting to see how two of the most dominant forces in the modern scene going to take to such a bare bones and pure form of the original Tetris that is formed into the game that they and we all know and love here. And looks like Uyashoda and Kazu coming in quite swiftly here. Not wasting any. Yeah, Kazu already running up, not wasting any time.
Yep, getting right to it.
Definitely think, yeah, Kazu wanted to get this show on the road here. And yeah, again with Classic Score Tech, again, both players, their proficiency at the T-spins are undeniable, as well as for the Tetrises. But how are they going to take with the new handling, no hold queue? It's definitely a bit of quite a different feel, especially going from guideline to classic if you start on guideline here. However, it looks like Uyashoda choosing to start on the speed 18 here, so it looks like both players going to be starting out here with the 1 piece per second here. And it looks like Uyashoda... Okay, never mind. I thought they were going to go for a center well at first, which, again, would be quite interesting here.
Yeah, but Kazu...
Oh, no. I don't think Kazu is ready to have the handling here for Classic. And so Uyashoda, with only 5 lines, going to be able to take the win there.
Yeah, low 18 is brutal.
Alright, well, let's see. I think Kazu now being able to decide the starting level. I don't know if there's a minimum cap to it. I think it might be like level 9 potentially. However, yeah, okay, 15. So it looks like Kazu going to start on the lowest level, 15 here. again, just going to be getting a little bit extra time to make those piece movements. Because again, both these players likely very confident in where they want these pieces to go, but finding the way into it, again, as I remember someone was talking earlier, not the easiest thing in the world, especially making that adaptation from modern to classic here. And
Yeah,
oh
oh,
no,
no.
a string of misdrops. I think that's 3 L's right there, and just might as well hand the last one there. And my goodness, just well, I guess we found out that Uyashoda can survive a couple lines here. So Uyashoda going to take it.
I didn't have time to mute my mic. I was ready to mute my mic at the beginning of the, and it was already over. My goodness. I definitely think that shows the knowledge of classic for Kazu. I mean, the SR kind of showed Kazu's definitely not familiar with classic in comparison. Kind of giving Uyashoda an easy win there. So we're gonna be left down to that final compromise, the score attack.
Right, so Kazu will be a little bit more familiar with the handling here, again, being the same as the zone battle that they have been so dominant for the past couple years here. But going to have to see again with score attack. I haven't seen either of them do a lot of like true ST stacking. So I'm interested to see if either Kazu or Uyashoda going to be adapting, ST, LST style stacking. I do know, I'm pretty sure Kazu and Uyashoda sometimes prefer to do the T-spin triple towers as well, because that is an option. However, it becomes very suboptimal when you're at speed level 20. So again, being able to start on speed level 10 might be an option for them here for the set, or just general freestyle stacking. Again, I think Dormy was doing that a little bit, especially in the midst of some subpar score attack things here. So very excited to see how this plays out with how they take to new strategies here.
All right. I do believe we're just waiting on the players to get in. And here we go. Okay, they're ready.
There to see what is the starting speed here. We're going to take 2, and we're shot a little bit. Looks like it's going to be a 20 start there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, looks like Uyashoda is doing some LST stacking on the left-hand side. Kazu definitely. Oh, Kazu's doing the ST stacking here. Oh, Uyashoda transitioning to just standard ST, it seems, I think. Or something along those lines. Not exactly, but still keeping some good efficiency going. Kazu is definitely taking his time with that ST stack.
Yeah, I think one thing to note here, especially for the set, Uyashoda opting to build these T-spins over on the left side, which obviously is still, you rewarded just as many points, but a lot of the more intense 20 gravity, rotations that are needed for some of these higher scores do tend to be easier, I believe, or, sometimes impossible on the left side, that the right side is generally preferred. So I'm excited to see how Uyashoda going to have to try and play around some of this inherent difficulty in order to throw some hands here with Kazu for score attack.
Yeah, Kazu's definitely keeping that ST stack going. Uyashoda with that T-spin triple, gonna definitely help the points here. I think if Kazu keeps up that ST stack though, we're gonna have to see how the score attack matches go. Because I think at this pace, Kazu will be able to catch up to Uyashoda and be ahead in terms of points.
Yeah, I do think specifically based on how Uyashoda has been building during the the score attack set here. I do think that they're trying to go for speed here and trying to prevent Kazu from being able to make a comeback with the hurry up mechanic. And so I think what they're going for, because they've definitely had a bit of times where they've also broken back to back here and there. But I do think that's in favor of just cranking out as many T-spins as quickly as possible. Because again, with 2 minutes in and Uyashoda is almost about to transition here to level 21.
I think it's still a bit early for the transition. Oh, never mind. I can't. I'm thinking classic score attack. Okay, that's
okay,
actually my excuse.
Okay, it's valid.
But yeah, hitting the transition. Kazu already having a hole in the stack. That's going to cut off the ST stacking a little early. But yeah, it definitely seems.
300,000. Yeah, just.
Definitely seems like Uyashoda is playing that play fast, finish fast, quick, like just to make sure that Kazu can't catch up. Because Kazu had that ST stack going, but Uyashoda is definitely playing a little bit of
time pressure. I do think Kazu's trying to Kazu is trying to be careful here. But I think anytime that they're trying to go a bit faster, they're missing out here and having to break that ST stacking. Which again is only working to favor Uyashoda as their lead is climbing almost to 500k here. And they've still got lines to spare. They're on speed level 28 now.
Yeah, Kazu not really able to keep that perfect ST going.
Oh, and a Tetris as well on level 28.
I'm unsure of how much Kazu deals with those higher speeds.
And it looks like T-spin double there for Kazu, going to, I think, decrease that lead by around like 20k, I think, per. But
ooh, that's going to be a top out. Kazu's going to have to take Kazu has 2 minutes to deal with this point difference. Level 21 gets the perfect clear. Unfortunately, perfect clears aren't too big in terms of points. So we're gonna have to see if Kazu can still pull something off of this. Looks like he's going into LST. Oh. Not able to keep it fully, but still able to keep a fairly clean stack. Still has some potential for a back-to-back. I think there's an STSD here. Yes. Yeah, that gap is shrinking very quickly. I think. Seems like Kazu was playing a bit of a slow game here, and then just manages to catch up back towards the end. Because it's not going to take a lot to get back.
Oh, and wow, just that little extra bit there. All right, and within less than a minute, Kazu going to take that first point.
All right. Looks like it's still first one here. Darn, it's hard to remember when these things go by so fast. But yeah, it will be match point for Kazu here. They are already off to the races. We'll see if Uyashoda learns to just go for straight. Oh, going back into LST here, getting that good TKI. Yeah,
things
stacking
looking pretty nice.
Yeah, looking solid, looking like a solid start. LST, if Uyashoda is able to manage that LST for much longer, it would definitely be more efficient than ST stacking. But however, since this is 20G, it's definitely a lot harder. We'll have to see how Uyashoda manages. Gonna have to do a lot of skims and just missing that back-to-back. Kazu keeping ST perfectly fine. It's could be towards Kazu's benefit here.
I think the main thing for Kazu, because we can already see the difference in how fast they're playing. Kazu can maintain this ST stack. In the case that Uyashoda does get really far ahead, they wouldn't have to have so much efficiency to chase down.
Yeah. It definitely seems like Uyashoda's weak spot here is playing too fast. Because I mean, we saw how fast Uyashoda played that last round. you should have like managed to get to over double the line count of Kazu at one point, and just still lost because of that. Just because of that priority of speed over efficiency.
Like, oh, Kazu able to set up for a T-spin, knock down or gonna set up for more. So still keeping it within around 200,000 range.
Yeah, it's going up to 300 here. Yeah, Uyashoda's giving up. Uyashoda's giving up on a lot of the back-to-back, which is a bit of an interesting play, seeing as back-to-back is one of the biggest things you should maintain when it comes to score attack. Ooh, doing several skims here, keeping that lead that difference in points is definitely a lot slimmer than I feel like anyone would want to see in a match like this.
Yeah, and considering that there is around a 30-line separation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely seems like Kazu is on a very good pace here, keeping that ST stack perfectly fine. Uyashoda's not playing completely inefficient. There is a lead for a reason, but definitely prioritizing the speed, like giving up all those back-to-backs. For context, a back-to-back gives 1.5 times more points than the standard line clear that you get with it. So a back-to-back Tetris or a back-to-back T-spin is definitely more important to get over a standard one. Like, obviously, you obviously need to start off with one of the other two to start back-to-back. But trying to maintain that back-to-back is key in a game like this.
Yeah, especially in score attack. I mean, for a lot of score attack matches, that's where, we see a lot of big leads get built up. It's because, even though in the midst of down stacking, while they're still, knocking down T-spins and Tetrises, they're not able to do them, consecutively back to back with each other. And that can really, send you down like a massive amounts of points really fast.
Like, you can see Uyashoda's at level 27 now already, kind of just has just been basically focusing on speed here. It's a bit of an interesting play. As mentioned before, it seems like the play is to just try and get as many points as possible and then top out just so Kazu doesn't have room to catch up. But, last round that happened and Kazu won, so might not be the best of plays.
We'll have to see here, because...
Yeah, Kazu's currently 20 seconds into the chase down, 438,000 point difference, finding those T-spins, keeping that back-to-back going. Gonna have to forego it here, though. Getting those Tetrises, playing efficiently, going back to the ST stacking here.
Yeah, and Kazu now starting to speed up as well, too. Kind of forced to.
Yeah, getting those Tetrises as well. I think at this pace, it seems like it's going to be Kazu's game. It's about a minute left, sure, but that is not a huge point deficit to make up. See, those back-to-back T-spin doubles really pulling the work here. And Uyashoda's going to lose here. Kazu's going to take that score attack set and the rest of the match, in fact.
Yeah, well played by Kazu. I think,
Kazu really playing the slow game there, managing to come back in the chase down both games. Looks like Kazu will be facing Dorami.
Oh my gosh.
Which I think is definitely going to be interesting. The zone battle might be a little one-sided, but I think the other matches are gonna be a lot more interesting, seeing as Dorami knows a lot more about the classic formula, and I want to say I will say I think Dorami knows more about the score attack matchups.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen too much score attack from Kazu, but I do feel like Dorami might have a slight edge.
I do think Dorami has the edge over Kazu in score attack, and I think that's going to be definitely the deciding factor, especially seeing as Kazu, dominates in the zone battle scene. And up next, our last match of round 2 in the bracket.
Little spoiler there for another Kazu scene.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
We have the last matchup in round 2 of the trifecta bracket: Super Shocky versus Kirby 703.
Yeah, what? It's crazy because virtually across every single mode in the trifecta, they are basically as close as you can get.
Yeah, I think this will definitely be the most. I think this will be one of the most, if not the most interesting match we have seen thus far, because solely because just how close they are.
I mean, if you were to say one game mode where it would come down to, what do you think that game mode would be?
That's a very good question. That's actually a really good question, because both of these players know their classic, know their score attack, know their zone battle. Like all three of these modes, both of these players have experience and are fairly on. They are on similar levels with each other.
If I were to guess, I feel like it'd go to zone battle. If that's where I'd have to guess.
I think I'm leaning a little bit more.
We're gonna have to think about this.
This is actually,
This requires a little more thought.
The reasoning behind that is from the classic score attacks perspective. Yes, Shocky is amazing at it, but Kirby is incredibly consistent. And so I think Kirby's consistency just outshines Shocky's a little bit. Now, score attack, the one was kind of where I felt like a little bit more of a toss-up.
I do believe Shocky might be the one to take score attack, honestly. Seeing as, the reason why he's here is he was score attack champion in the bracket. Like we've seen his plays, we've seen his really high scores in score attack. I feel like it's definitely. I think the score, it will be probably a bit of a close match, but I do think it is skewed in Shocky's favor.
Yeah, and then zone battle, I feel like it can go either way.
Yeah, zone battle is significant. It's a bit of a toss-up. We got to keep in mind that one of the high zone clears there, the Kerbtris, is named after Kirby.
Kirby is no stranger to those high zone clears.
Kirby's no stranger to the zone because she's the one who basically started the high zone clear trend.
It's going
to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting match. That's the only way we can really put it. This is. I think this is going to be the closest match we've seen.
Especially among all three modes. This is quite a clash here.
Yeah,
because
we've seen close matches in specific modes. We've seen this. I think overall this is going to be very close.
Yep. CSA champion from TEC 2021, 2022, making top 6 in score attack. And not only that, but also surviving the round 1 match. I believe they had to topple Ferox there in order to solidify this spot here. And just, again, absolutely incredible from both players. Very, very evenly balanced in terms of, not only being proficient in each mode, but also in balancing those proficiencies in all 3 modes respectively. So, I definitely am excited to see these players shine with the triathlon format. These are going to be some very, very exciting matches here.
All right, we'll be starting off with zone battle. So Sharky said this definitely seems like the most toss-up. Most of a toss-up. So let's get this out of the way, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely, because we are starting with leaving score attack and classic score attack. I'd say pressure is definitely on Kirby to set a dominant showing here, because if Super Shocky is able to pull a win here for zone battle, I assume that they're going to be sitting quite comfortably when score attack comes around. But You know, especially just because of that proficiency. I think Kirby's going to want to try and make sure to upset here, because this is probably going to be one that's a little bit more doable over Shocky rather than trying to make an upset in score attack here.
Kirby going with that, a quick 9-0 Tetris there. Building a 2-7 stack that works perfectly with her well. Shocky going with the standard 6-3 tried and true.
Looks like Kirby managing to tank all that garbage as well as set up a nice STSD as well. Having to be a little bit careful there with that board state, but able to still work around it. Although there is a little bit of misdropping here and there. We do a bit of misdrops. As it looks like Shocky trying to keep that efficiency up as they go to the top of the board here. They're on line 18, gonna scrounge out 19, but not quite an ulti there for them.
Yeah. Sending out that 45 attack. Kirby playing towards the top of the board here. Gonna try to do something here.
Not quite gonna.
It's not gonna work out to be a curb just because of how that piece would spawn. But here we are. Kirby's still in this. Definitely at a disadvantage because of how much pressure Shocky is putting on Kirby here.
Yeah, however, in zone meter though, Kirby, again, having to go through a little bit more of the garbage, is able to get some more, you know, Tetrises and things, which does work better for building up your zone charge quicker. And it looks like Kirby gonna try and get a little bit of extra momentum here by zoning early. Gonna have to see how this works out. Gonna have to bail on one T-spin to get a second one. Good eyepiece timing as well as it. Bad timing on the L, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It looks like Shocky going for big here. This could be the curb.
The curb Tris.
You can see him. You can see
Kirby. Yeah, you can see the elation in his face. That might actually top Kirby out if she can't find that down. She manages to find that down stack perfectly fine. Gets the curb Tris on Kirby using her own name against her. Very good.
And oh my goodness, that's a lot. Kirby stacking.
Yeah, that's a lot of garbage here for Kirby to deal with. Withstood the attack though, like still in this, but man, that was a bit of a scare, you know.
Definitely, yeah, the curb Tristas do provide quite a bit of a damage bonus to the zone attacks again.
Yeah.
For those of you who did not catch it, a 68 line attack there for Shocky's curb Tris. Again, even without some of those T-spins and things like that, still would have been pretty safe to be, you know, at least 50 plus. Which, for those of you at home who have tried to do your own share of high zone clears, can probably attest to how difficult even getting, you know, a 40 attack for a zone is, but just the incredible efficiency there, plus getting the extra bonus from the curb, just really putting Shocky up here.
Yeah, I think Shocky's gotten a bit of an adrenaline rush from that. He definitely seems much more focused, focusing on his undock switch.
Yeah. So yeah, because I think that's Shocky's preferred method, right? Is the undock switch?
Yeah, I believe I believe he prefers to play on tabletop mode.
Quite based. But then again, for those who may think that seems rather silly, again, there are other top players like Kelvin. Kelvin also likes to play with the Switch, specifically the Joy-Cons as well. So
I mean,
regardless of play style,
it really, if anything, I think that's a testament to the fact that you could play this game with any control scheme you so desire and still probably do pretty well with it.
You really can.
Like, I've seen people play with a Sound Voltex controller. It's like you could play with anything. You could really play with different control schemes. It's.
I haven't heard that one before. Hold on.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I mean, there are definitely some control schemes that are much more unusual, like maybe playing with a mouse or a drawing tablet, or if you wanted to, a DDR mat. If there's a control scheme you are comfortable with, like if it is like a weird controller setup, or if it's some weird keyboard binding, like that's perfectly fine. Like you will see a lot of top players play on what seem to be fairly different control schemes. And I mean, Shocky here clearly, like, definitely a lot of people definitely see Joy-Cons as an unusual control scheme, but I mean, it's just how he prefers it, and I mean, definitely going somewhere with it, you know.
And yeah, especially after 5 minutes of zone battle, definitely.
Yeah, these guys are going back and forth. No signs of faltering right now. Kirby in the middle of a zone. Let's see what she can do here. Ooh,
oh, and the unfortunate IP.
Not quite a misdrop, just an unfortunate placement.
Looks like Shocky going into their own zone, able to get through a little bit here, but they need to start clearing out some lines, otherwise they're not going to be getting too high of a zone attack, because it looks like they're going to have an 18-line Octorus. But again, neither player is really able to get a lot of momentum going here, and it's kind of just been settled to going, you know, trading back and forth with those T-Spits and Tetrises every now and then in the middle of down stacks. And Sharky greeting a little bit for the T-Spin, able to get it. Or Super Shocky.
Sharky.
Sorry, I'm
names are confusing.
Names are an edge trap concept. All I know is Count 4 and Tetris.
All right, Shocky is a bit on the ropes here with this current board state and incoming garbage. Gonna have to pop 2 zones to try and counteract that. Definitely gonna put him at a disadvantage, especially seeing as he's not gonna be able to do much with that second zone. Ooh, that J, not able to move over, gonna top him out.
My goodness, 6 minutes and 42 seconds there. Kirby with the thumbs up as well for the endurance. And ultimately prevailing, proving
that's only round 1.
Proving
that's only round 1, guys.
Even if you think you're quite clever getting your Curbtresses, that Kirby will humble you quite quickly and realize that that is not the end of the game whatsoever.
I mean, we have gone in quite a bit. Like, that Curbtress was very early on.
It was actually, well, it was still like a phase 3 Curbtress. That's the funny part. It was just, in comparison to 6 minutes, it was a little bit of a...
Ooh, Shocky with that TST tower. Starting off the zone with it, a very good efficient play right there. Let's see if he can capitalize on that efficiency and keep that going. Ooh, kind of a bit of a bad eye placement, but you know, still chance for some high zone clears here. Go, we see another 20. There we go. Solid attack.
And that's a lot on Kirby's board.
That almost topped Kirby out. Could have topped her out if she wasn't aware, if she was caught off guard by it, you know.
However, with all of those free Tetrises and such, Kirby is in quite a bit of position to get some quick zone meter, and right there, already back in full zone, and it's just going to immediately start sending it here.
Yeah, this garbage is really messy, even for phase 2 standards. Shocky's going to have to do a bit of weird down stacking in order to get out of this.
Alright, and so Kirby getting into 16 lines, trying to get away to get that IP silver, but unfortunately, those S's not going to be the kindest there for extending. And so Shocky now going to go into their own max zone here.
Yep. Gonna be clearing a lot of singles here, so it's not gonna be a whole lot. Well, gets that T-spin double towards the top. Gonna try and squeeze in some extra lines, but it's gonna be cut short at 18, 43 attack.
Alright, and that T-spin sending it into phase 3 here, so now the garbage is gonna get really messy here, regardless of how the lines are sent.
Both of these players basically have to play Purify.
Yep, but again, both these players no stranger to any of these techniques of down stacking, building up these strong zones. Again, these are some of the kind of strongest in terms of overall skill at Tetris Effect, and definitely showing it here. A little bit of a weird P sequence for Kirby to work with there, but still 25 from an Octorus is very impressive. So here we go, we're starting to see Shocky's zone, as looks like Kirby going to be sending those T-spins, trying to make sure that she doesn't get spiked out by whatever Super Shocky sends over. And looks like so successfully, kind of back to square one here.
I think Sharky was right here. This is going to be very close. Seeing it, I mean, the first round was, what, 6 minutes? Sharky getting that Imperial Cross, getting that first T-spin double. I think he's going to try and hold off as long as possible. Gets that second T-spin double.
Kirby trying to go for an ice spin and not really finding it too easily there. Looks like she's able to
has a bit of a messy
get
board.
8 lines there.
Yeah, Sharky definitely having the advantage here. Very clean board. Kirby finding that good down stack though. Gonna be able to try and do a bit of reversal here.
Yeah, it looks like has a bit of a 5 wide, I guess, on Kirby's board there to get a combo up to about 4. Going to be
manages to pull it off.
Yeah, not the best of sequences you can go for, but again, anything will help here. As Kirby is stuck doing a lot of stacking through Super Shocky's massive zone attack there.
Yeah, Shocky's towards the bottom of his board. He's in a very good situation. Kirby finding that down stack again, also at the bottom of the board. Ooh. Shocky opting for the boomerang there, for going the second part of that Super T-spin double. Gonna have to opt for only one.
8, and we're already 4 minutes in. Both players over 100,000 points. Kirby having to use some careful skims to make sure that they're able to cash out on the T-spins that they've been building up here. And Shocky has a good down stack going at the moment, but again, hasn't really been able to find too many good T-spins and other really strong sequences. It looks like they're going to be going into zone here, as Kirby now going to do likewise.
Yeah, look at the... Ooh, that O misdrop is a bit unfortunate. That's gonna be enough to take out Shocky. Another fairly long round there, nearly 5 minutes. Look at that! Their stats are very close to each other. That just goes to show how close of a game this is. It's unbelievable.
Just, oh my goodness! And again, it's like, yeah, 10 minutes for 2 matches. And my goodness, what an all clear there from Kirby. That's going to push Shocky pretty far up. And since Shocky has a couple misdrops, looks like Shocky able to get down to that Tetris well, but Kirby almost able to kind of shut Shocky out there early on, force a really premature zone.
Alright.
Look at
this
like
here. Very clean
good
6-3 stack from Shocky. Like that garbage well is very much benefiting that 6-3 stack.
There we go. 2 T-spins and 2 Tetrises all set up.
That fractal set up yet again.
But it's
double. Is he gonna get enough pieces in the second? Oh, it doesn't quite get that second one. Kirby's gonna be at the advantage here, I think.
42 Perfectus from Kirby though, so Shocky able to combo a little bit through and put Kirby in a bit of a disadvantage, but nothing too major. Again, in phase 2, both players still working pretty good with where they're at here. And it looks like Shocky's got a bit of garbage on the side. Gonna have to clear garbage on column 1, then on column 10. So they're kind of having to go back and forth here with their wells of garbage. Looks like Kirby going to be hitting that max zone and immediately going to start firing it off here, as they are now 15-16 lines, going for the T-spin on line 18.
Ooh, 18.
And oh no!
Penalty for that team misdrop. That's gonna be mighty unfortunate.
Oh, and 2 IPs misdrops as well.
Ooh, those IPs misdrops are going to be a bit of a pain to deal with. But looks like Kirby's just gonna opt to down stack to mitigate the amount of effect that they will have. The amount of Tetris effect, if you will. That's so bad, I'm sorry.
That's okay, it's fine.
Ooh, Kirby messing up that T-spin triple. Unfortunate.
However, that's with that extra little scheme afterwards, that's now going to push it into phase 3. So now here we're going to go back into more of the cheesy garbage, and it looks like Kirby, knowing that having good zone meter is important, going to be firing off a full zone here. However, a couple of misdrops going to make this a little bit harder to capitalize off of, but still 35 from a phase 3 zone, nothing to snuff at here, as Shocky now going to be going into their zone.
Yeah, about 2.5 seconds left in that zone. It's going to end at about 13 lines. 30 attack. Kirby's gonna counteract all of it though. Gonna definitely good outside of the zone.
And a little bit of a weird overhang for Kirby to deal with here, but has a T-spin as well to cash out on. And looking to combo through this a little bit here. Not going to be getting too much out of it, but again, is now at 3/4 zone, which will at the very least make sure that your attack is not mitigated in any which way, shape, or form when you do zone.
I feel like this match between the two is definitely going to take the longest. Well, we're only in the third game, and it's already felt like super long, you know.
Again, just
but you know what?
Close match. Neither player is wanting to let this up go easily.
You know what? I'm all for that because I think there's nothing better in a competitive game than an extremely close match between the two competitors. I think that just goes to show. Like true spirit of competition. Ooh, Shocky with a bit of a weird piece placement there. Not quite sure what was supposed to happen there.
All right,
Shocky with a quarter zone. Not gonna get a lot. Not gonna get a lot out of that. Kirby continuing to drop the pressure on. Hopefully Shocky doesn't falter here, because if he does, that's probably gonna spell the end for him this game.
He's been singled there, and Shocky unfortunately closing out the
quarter zone is gonna be enough for him to survive, just barely.
Oh, and unfortunately didn't move the piece over, as Kirby now going to take the third game there.
Yeah.
And so one game away from
match point. This has been
game point.
Yeah, game point here.
But yeah, again, as we mentioned earlier, Shocky is quite brutal in terms of knocking down some very casual, high-scoring score attack modes. So Kirby definitely wants to close this out here with a win and get a little bit of pressure off and make sure to settle it over in classic score attack, where Kirby is able to match Shocky a little bit better.
Yeah. Also, yeah, set point seems to be about right. That makes much more sense given this context.
Alright, and both players going for the high zones here. Shocky is ready for a curb. Unfortunately, not gonna.
I don't think there. I want to say a curb wasn't quite possible there. Unfortunately, there's also. Ooh, that misdrop's also not too great.
Those of you in Twitch chat, feel free to go and decide whether or not our statement is true.
Twitch chat is now talking about tennis terminology. And you know what? I do agree with you guys. I do agree. Game, set, and match would be perfect here. We just need to see if Kirby will actually take the game and the set, at least here. Not quite the match.
It looks like Kirby has quite a down stack as well, involving two Tetrises and then also involving another single skim going right into zone there as the zone meter reaches full. Just going to add up nicely for some of that extra bonus damage. And Shocky going for big here. Getting that T-spin double on line 18,
19. That's probably as good as he's going to get. 52 attack. That ulti is
49 ulti.
Oh, that's going to be a lethal spike. No room for Shocky to deal with anything there. Game and set to Kirby, taking that.
And I believe that, Kirby getting 800 APM, Shocky with 86. I think those are both